think Greg will see the Twitch chat if we just...
And...
Hi.
Hello, world.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, we're
Hello.
back.
Happy day.
Greg, you're muted. I can hear you, but apparently the stream cannot.
Right.
He pulled a Pete.
He did a derp. Question mark?
15 seconds to find out.
Ouch, cat. Damn it. Ouch.
Kitty being mean.
He's trying to climb up my
Say
leg.
something, Greg.
Oh, he loves you.
How about it?
How now, bro?
Still no. Did think it was strange because we could actually hear the intro music and we don't
How about
normally
now?
hear the intro music.
Oh, that's gonna
Hello?
work.
Hello, hello.
That somebody's
I can hear you.
Somebody's gonna hear me now. I know. That's guaranteed. Still no.
Well, that was a while ago.
Okay. You hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
How about now?
Not
This-
a sponsor.
Yeah,
Yay.
this session's brought to you by Verizon. Can you hear us
Yay,
now?
no, we can-
That's a really great slogan. Okay, so I'm glad that worked out. We're gonna welcome everybody back after a long hiatus, 6 or 8 weeks, and so I think what we'll do to start that off is have one of our players do a little bit of a recap from what they remember, and I'll see if all of that works out. Do you need a minute there before you recap? Because we could talk about some other stuff.
Who
Yeah,
is
do your
you?
announcements and while I kick my child out. And,
Yeah, no
be
problem.
right
No
back.
problem. So
The child has taken over.
we had some great DMing happen when I was away, and I want to really thank Lee and Jen, if she can still hear me. They
Yeah,
did
you're welcome.
awesome, and they had some really fun adventures. Pete died twice in that time, I think, right?
It
Was
was
it twice?
awesome.
The important thing is I was the last one to die the second time.
Right.
It was a
Right.
TPK.
Exactly. So that was an interesting journey, and Lee had a couple of characters kick the bucket as well, and some of them.
Yes, and surprisingly, the last session was a team-based PvP, and no fatalities, even though both sides ended the fight with no more than 8 hit points between the 8 level 5 characters. So,
Well, really?
kudos to that.
Hard to do.
They did not hold any punches back. They were legitimately trying to just murder each other, and like 2 people that have lost too much blood to really knock one another out, they found a way to win the day without ending any lives. It was sweet,
It was quite.
despite
like,
my best efforts.
It was quite unique in the world of D&D to have something.
Are you going to be
Play
loading
out
that
like
up to YouTube?
Yeah. I was working with my
Okay.
computer on the recaps for this actually, and that's another thing I was going to mention. After I am done crunching numbers with my computer, I can definitely upload that stuff. It tends to take a few hours, and if I do anything else, then it sometimes doesn't work, and I have to start again.
Sorry
So-
about the porn addiction.
Yeah, you know, we do what we can, and so I have, in the time off, I decided to do a condensed COS recap version of what we're doing, so that people who haven't seen it can come in and watch it faster, and people who have seen it can come in and watch without some of the gaps and things. So you can still see what we've been up to and have it just be a condensed version of the show. And I'll be uploading some of those like once a week for the next 6 or 8 weeks until we're caught up with the present time. And so it'll be like a few hours a week of recap from the beginning. So if you are just joining us now, you don't have to go back to episode 1. You'll have an episode 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 kind of thing to watch, and then etc. until we catch up. So
fun.
That will be a good way for people to be able to catch up before the ending and the finale and stuff, and have everybody if some of you guys want to go back and watch some of what happened with that or whatever, then you don't have to comb through quite as much stuff to get to the meat of it. So hopefully that helps us all, and the community can enjoy some of that. So how's things going there, Jen?
I think I have about 2 minutes, which is probably all I need to do the recap for the last episode.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Cool. So on the last episode of Strahd, it saw our 4 party members: Mira, Cole, Midnight, and Lee, or Chris. I don't know why.
That's right. I am canonically in the game.
Yeah, you
My
are.
soul is in the balance.
That's true. You are your own patron. They found themselves in front of Van Richten's tower, investigating the tower that was sparking off lots of lightning all around them. When they tried to open the doors, there was a cart there that ended up being full of alchemist fire bottles that basically took Mira and Cole out.
Can we get like a first-hand account from Mira about that? Open.
Check the traps.
Which sets the tone for Chris's exploration through said tower of looking for traps everywhere. I look for a trap everywhere was his
new
was
catchphrase.
his motto.
You walk
Yeah.
around the corner, I check for traps.
Yeah, so that was the first half of the episode. The second half was insight checks. So Chris is very mistrusting right now. Once the team...
That's a suspicious thing to say.
Yeah, it really is.
I don't trust you. Insight check.
He was insight checking a monkey by the end of the night. So there's that.
Totally sane.
Totally normal. 2 minutes, what I tell you.
Okay, so I'll pick it up. Oh no.
He
okay.
Come here. Help me if you can help.
This is hilarious.
Recap slash.
Child wrangling?
Yeah.
This is how you raise children and play D&D.
And, well, do you want to hand it off to Midnight?
What CR is that?
No?
A small child is 1,000.
That seems accurate.
Yeah, Midnight, you could
Yeah, if anyone else can take it away.
take it away if you like.
I can make attempts at piecing together what chaos happened. So what I do remember after going in the tower, we started, investigating, reading these books that we found that was left by Kazan, who used to be a lich.
Chasm.
Yeah, Kaz, whatever his name is. Whatever
it
was.
it
What we
was
were
Kazan.
about.
Debates on the name pronunciation.
It was
Lots of
Kazan.
debates.
Yeah.
They
Well,
ended up
on
getting
the
it right
other
eventually.
Well, on the other side of the room, Cole's playing with a bottle of evil mist. Well, when we activate the animated armor that was written about in Kazan's book, Cole smashed open a bottle that had demons in it. Chaos ensues.
Well, no, it was actually the same. The armor was owned by the wizard Kazan, the
Yes.
Lich wizard,
Yeah.
and that's actually the activation word for the thing. But the spirits were also, at one time, you guys might not have figured all this out yet, but I'll let you know.
We totally figured it out. Just recap it for us.
Exactly. The spirits were at one time sacrificed by Kazan himself.
And when they hear that word, they start tweaking.
When they heard his name properly pronounced, not only did the suit of armor activate, as that was the activation word for the armor, but it also triggered these spirits.
They went into
shadow
mode.
Very good, Greg. We weren't sure if you would remember that.
No problem.
We still totally blame the demons on Cole because that's the easy way out.
I know.
That's the easy way out. Yep. Blame the cleric.
Blame the evil cleric.
So then fight. Bussin,
bonk, bonk.
Mira went down again, had some strange sort of vision, and fight. All's well that ends well. Krim and Savorie join up with everyone. Mira shoots Savorie, tries to shoot Savorie.
Krim catches the arrow midair.
Krim and vouches for Savorie, who's a very good person.
More than that, she's a good doggy.
She's a good dog. We'll go with it.
Good pupper.
Where are my dog ears? Okay. Anyway.
Stop everything. We demand dog
End the
ears.
stream. Start over. This game is trash. No, just kidding. There was an odd scene where Cole tries to resurrect Ireena's brother. Everyone goes to sleep. Now we figure out what's... using Savorie's ranger skills, we know that there is at least one werewolf person within 6 miles of us. Otherwise, everything is clear. We've been reassured by a talking monkey that everything is safe, which was insight checked by our very trusting Chris. And
yep, that monkey checks out.
Krim and Savorie are standing guard. Everyone else is getting rest.
As well as the construct man who has not been deactivated.
He was also...
Right. So now that Midnight, through reading Kazan's journals enough and spending some time with that Kazan was here long before Strahd. This tower has stood the test of time only because of the magics that it is imbued with. And there is also another protection to this tower that you have figured out over the course of reading some of Kazan's notes and Van Richten's journal. You're starting to actually feel like there's more to the journal, Van Richten's journal as well. Now that you've seen some of this stuff from Kazan, you know that Van Richten is well versed in magic as well as religion, and you feel like you want to probably spend some more time with that book. It's giving you a feeling of, like, Van Richten's journal is giving you a feeling of, like, there's got to be something to this, And one thing you learned about Kazan was that, or the tower in particular, was that the doorway, it has a particular there's a glyph on the door that you remember there was a series of dance moves that you could use, or positions that you had to give the tower in order to open it, in order to deactivate that and open the door. If that is wrong, you know that there is a serious
Get zap zap.
defense to the tower has a serious defense. No, not necessarily zap zap. Because
Other
you
things
didn't try
in the
door.
tower.
You never tried the door before, right?
It's not. Let's not find out.
Yeah. So there is something to that door as well that could be very deadly to somebody who does not pay it heed.
I'm sure there's just like a giant monster down there waiting to bonk your head in.
from the information you gather from the notes, that yes, there is some sort of conjuration thing happening with that doorway, and if
Why'd I have to be right?
if you don't do the moves properly, something shows up. Okay, so everybody's sort of settling down for the evening, and they're all sort of trying to find a comfy spot to lay their head for the night. And you see that Ireena is sort of pacing around the room a little bit. She started out at the window, and she's looking out all of the windows. She's moving around to like the desk and fiddling around, and she can't settle herself down really. And so she's kind of like sort of doing the rounds.
Ireena, what is bothering you, dear?
Well, it's just that I don't know. Do you mind if can we sit down somewhere or something?
Yes, of course. Here, let me pull up this stool and tell me what's weighing your heart.
Well, I think I have to say thank you. It's been very difficult for me to understand how you've all been so helpful. I mean,
it hasn't been easy on us, but I mean, we did kind of kill your brother, was it?
Yes, I think it's my fault actually.
Yes, it kind of is your fault. You're right. And to be honest, it's been a burden on us to do all this, but I don't know. There's just something about you. You just seem so precious. Like to find such a diamond in the rough in this place, to find such a rare gem in such decay and desiccation. There's just something unique about you, Ireena. I don't know what to say.
Mira rolls her eyes from over on the bed.
I thank you for your kind words, Chris. I mean, I can't believe we've made it this far. Tomorrow will be very nice to have warm beds, and I will have Ismark back, hopefully, if everything goes right. We see this abbot. What do you know about this place? This holy place, the abbot and
just
such.
Puts his arm around her and says, I don't know. It seems I grew up in an abbotry, and it seemed like a place of safety and shelter. I remember being alone, and my family, my father didn't want me. I could never really measure up to what he expected, I suppose.
Aww. She puts her hand on your shoulder too.
I appreciate that, but I say that it's a good thing that we're moving towards it. I expect that there'll be shelter and safety and hopefully a warm meal. I think in this cursed land, it's probably more than one could hope for.
I hope so. I mean, I have heard that they don't let everyone in to Kresk. It's not easy to get in. Maybe we'll have to buy our way in or something. But, I mean, we're so close. Tomorrow Ismark could be eating with us. I can't wait. I really, I can't even sleep. I need to go for a walk or something. I don't know. And she's like, just.
You want to go outside?
No, I won't go anywhere. I know it's dangerous out there. I don't know if I can sleep right now.
I mean, you're a young girl and you know so little about the world. There are wolves out there that will devour you. They're on their way. They may be here tonight. So be careful.
She kind of gets a little closer to you. And she looks across the room, and I guess she sees Mira making a face, or what?
Seems
Seems like
some of that bardic inspiration.
She's out of it.
Yeah.
How do you know that? How do you know that, Midnight? How do you know?
She said it last combat.
We got there's a lot of meta pigeons in here. Get out of here, meta pigeons.
So she kind of locks eyes with Mira. You're obviously tired. You're just on the brink of death today, but she sees you like looking at her, and she's like, "So, Mira, how are you feeling?"
Like I almost died twice today.
Yeah, I have been close myself, but maybe not that close. You got blown up.
I did. I got blown up. I got blown up a lot.
I'm really just glad that you're still here. That was crazy.
Is her hair just like burned backwards? Just like is Mira's hair just like those little singe marks? Like her eyebrows are just like way thinner than they used to be.
I mean,
hair's flat back.
No, she's been healed quite a bit. She's still like definitely got like raw burns on like her arm, maybe on like on her ear.
I like how the
neck.
healing decided to take care of the hair first rather than the open wounds.
She's healed.
Priorities.
She's feeling great. There's a giant wound on her arm. That's awesome.
Loaded up this afternoon, and I was healed. Hashtag fabulous.
Hashtag
no filter.
Hashtag no filter.
So
no, but yeah.
Well, you do certainly look like you're doing better. I mean, for a few days there, you had your eyes didn't look quite the same. You had I don't know. It seemed maybe
Impressive.
there's something different about you today. I don't know. You seem more there, even though you're tired.
Well, yeah, that happens. Don't have any pie.
Oh, you're still. I remember you were talking about this pie. I haven't had any.
Well, that's funny because weren't you the one that recommended the pies for us from Grammy or Gran?
Oh, well, yeah. There's nothing wrong with Granny's pie.
Do you eat Granny's pie?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I had one a long time ago. I don't enjoy them.
Yeah, that's probably for the best.
Why didn't you enjoy them?
I don't know. I don't like the fat, the oil. Just it tastes funny.
Insight check.
She really remembers not liking the pies from years ago as a child.
My insight has become so powerful, I do not even need to roll.
You can see that she's being honest. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was just wondering, like what will you do next? You've been so helpful with Ismark and getting me to Kresk.
Well,
like
let's not count those chickens before they're hatched.
Well, I
Just
mean,
take this one step at a time.
After Ismark comes back tomorrow, I don't know. Maybe we should all go.
Yes, of course.
Back to Faerun, I hope you're talking.
Yes.
Whatever you guys are saying, that is better than Barovia.
That's our plan.
Yes.
We have these potions that Vistani gave us. We will bring your brother back, marry him until we had. We will drink the potions and leave this cursed land.
I will message
And
Chris.
nothing will go wrong.
I will message Chris because it's cantrip and I love it. and say, I don't think we have enough potions for Ireena and Ismark.
It's all right. Let me worry about that.
All right, she's your problem now.
How about you, Savorie? Are you going to join us, or
I'm actually here to ask for help from the group.
You want table scraps? We are out of bones.
No,
I forget, does Chris like Savorie or not? I feel like you've just attacked him and that's been it.
She's never attacked anyone in the group outright of her own volition.
All right, let's not get into that right now.
Hold up.
Yeah. No.
I offered her food once, and she bit the hand that was trying to feed
All right,
it.
so Chris is going to continue with this, to keep this snarky remark. I'm sorry, we don't have any table scraps.
No, that's fine. I'm plenty capable of feeding myself, as I have been since a small child.
Ireena punches
animals
you.
are.
Ireena punches your chest a little bit when you say that. She's being nice. She's helping.
This woman led wolves that killed people from your town. You're young, so I expect you not to know.
They
If you don't, so I
She
just want to
scoots
say
over a little bit.
I do not agree with Chris, but Chris is like really starting to turn into abusive boyfriend material.
Chris is an asshole.
She gives like a pouty
So
thing and she scoots away from you.
Okay, well he's gonna nigger and say, look, if it wasn't for me, it wasn't for us, you'd be dead. You need to trust me. Everybody else is your enemy. So I just want to say I don't agree with what Chris is doing right here. He is not being a very good person.
Ireena, what's
I don't agree with
happening
it.
right now is called gaslighting, and it's not okay. And the wolves that attacked, yeah, they were going after people that were also attacking them and their family. You guys, from my understanding, have a festival that was
I don't want to get drawn into some sort of argument with a forest dweller. What did you come here
Cole,
for?
just listen.
You'll hear Cole
then.
cough.
And you don't have to like me or like wolves, but if you have a soft spot for human children that are being kidnapped and taken currently in the town that's on fire that I believe you guys just came from, that might be of interest to you. Krim and I also know that this Strahd person is out looking for you, Ireena. So I don't know what Chris here can do to protect you against this person that obviously has a very strong werewolf pack afraid of him, but maybe just listen to him. That's okay.
Ireena looks over at you like,
Trim crosses his arms like behind you, and he's like acting like your hype man, and he's like, yeah. So you're a big man. You fight the wolves.
And after that speech mirrors kind of, she got her anger off her chest by trying to shoot her, and now she's like, okay, and she'll be like, so tell us about these kids.
Well, it's the same story that I told you guys before. They have been.
I wasn't listening.
Children.
I was angry.
That's fine. They've been kidnapping children and starving them and making them fight to the death. And the one that survives, it's not necessarily the strongest one. They're children. They're not strong. They're being turned into werewolves against their will for no other reason than just to survive and create a very feral version of a otherwise peaceful forest-dwelling community. The one that is in charge currently, this Curl, that was put into power by this Strahd person, is on the way there now to this burning city, and he might even be pretty close by because he wasn't very far ahead of me. And Krim and I saw the explosion over here.
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know what sort of heroes or adventurers or whatever you call yourselves, but I know that you guys started an orphanage back there, and so children seem to be a soft spot. And if anyone's gonna help anybody, I figured it might be some of you people.
Yes, we must help. Very bad things happening there. We can stop it.
Okay, well, I think as a group, we need to prioritize and figure out what we're doing when.
I am no hero. I am a hammer.
We cannot be the savers of Barovia. We are trying to get out of here. We have no stake in this fight. The sooner we can get out of here, the sooner we can bring her dead brother, and we can take Ireena with us, the better. As far as the local people here destroying one another, this is their world. What right do we have in changing how they live their lives? It's up to them.
There's no one here changing their lives. Their lives are being changed by someone else. They're not changing their lives for themselves.
I just don't want to get involved in other people's business. I just want to go home.
All right, and Mira will turn to Chris and she'll say, you know what, there was a time when I would have agreed with you. You know that. But I also know that the Chris I met when we came here would not let a bunch of innocent children be slaughtered.
And the only
Chris
way right
takes
now
a deep breath and reflects on your words. I just don't know if I have the strength to keep going on in here, Mira. I don't know if I can keep fighting. I don't think I have it in me.
Okay, when he says that, Mira's going to look into his eyes. What does she see?
She sees that the green of his eyes has been slowly are more of a silvery, steely color, like the mists, and the same color of his eldritch blast when he fires it.
When he said that, did anything change? Because that seemed like a pretty drastic change in personality.
There was like a shimmer of green. Like it seemed like the color was changing, but it could have been an illusion, or it could have been like just wishful thinking, or it could have been a real thing.
Okay.
But there was a visible change.
Okay. Mira, I'm gonna just do a personal little roll for myself. Just give me a little guidance. Oh, okay. I mean, what a waste of a natural 20.
Nat 20, yay!
First nat 20, yay!
Okay. She'll look at him and she's kind of warring with herself over like wanting to be angry because he's been a total ass lately, and like seeing that, and her better instincts went out and she'll say, I believe you can. I believe we all can. I believe we all can get out of here and maybe help some people along the way, if that's what we want to do.
All right, Mira. Well, if you still have that flame of hope burning within you, then all right.
That torch.
I'll do it.
I was gonna say, I am a torch, you know. I really need to write a torch song.
Torch.
All right.
Ol overhears this and he kind of stands up and... Are there any windows in this place?
Yeah, there's plenty of like
Yeah, we
arrow
climbed through them.
slits.
We climbed into one.
It's the background that you're using. That's the building we're in.
Oh, duh. Okay. He's just going to kind of go over to a window and stare out, shaking his head.
Well, it's a
You
picture
see
we're
the
using.
background that we're using.
Sans the wagon, which is now
Except
a giant
for the
crater.
wagon. Exactly, I was gonna say. And it's a little darker out because it's nighttime. You also hear the baying of wolves in the distance across the lake. There's not. It's kind of like they're all around the lake, actually. They're north of the lake. You're hearing, maybe it's echoing. It's hard to tell, but there's wolves in the forests around you here, for sure. And seeing you stand up by the windows there, Cole. Ireena, where is she? There she is. Ireena comes over to you. She stands up from Chris, walks over towards you, and looks out the window with you. And she's like, I've been meaning to talk to you too, Cole. Do you mind if I ask you something personal?
Very well.
Well, you know how, like, I know you're always telling us how you want to kill your brother. He's the one responsible for the death of your father, and I understand how you are angry. Is there no way you can ever forgive him? Is this something that is unforgivable?
Cole will gaze out the window for a few moments and then say, before I came to your land, I was seeking my brother. You see, one day when I came home, I found my father on the floor dying, and with his last breath, he identified his killer. And it was my own brother, Reef.
She puts her hand on your shoulder.
And I have been hunting him since with the blessings of my priesthood. And I'm restless, I'm dissatisfied. I just need to find my brother and deliver justice. And all of these distractions are beginning to take their toll on me.
Our survival is a distraction to you.
Is this a private conversation or an open conversation?
I'm gonna pretend Chris is thinking that in his head.
Space.
Yeah, the space is like a 20 by 20 room.
I mean, it's bigger than that, but
How big is it?
I'm gonna pretend that Chris just mumbled that a little bit.
Oh, then I didn't hear it and I didn't say anything. If it's that big, I thought we're in a tiny room.
It's like 40 something feet across. 50
That's a
feet.
big tower. Okay.
yeah,
Actually, it's more like 80 feet.
yeah, if you count.
Well,
Sure.
moot point.
Okay.
I didn't hear it and I didn't say that.
80 feet
Alright.
across. Sure. Okay, so she's basically like hesitating for a minute and just like she wants to ask you something, but she doesn't want to say it, and she's like, "Do you think Ismark will hate me like you hate your brother for killing our father? I mean, it's my fault. He's gone. If I just went with this devil and went to him, none of this would happen."
Child, do not blame yourself. From what I understand, Strahd seduces the weak-willed, or seduces the wrong people, the helpless, over to his power. You cannot hold this against yourself. After all, he seduced my brother, I believe. And before my brother can gain too much power, I have to stop him. But your brother should embrace you with open arms, especially with everything that you're going through to help him.
I can only hope so. I feel like he's going to hate me if he finds out that all of this is my fault. I'm afraid.
I don't blame you. The future is uncertain for all of us. I feel fear. I feel fear every day. Fear
Kent.
that I'll become like my brother. Fear that I'll not survive long enough to find my brother. We all feel fear, but as long as we push through it, we're all heroes.
Very noble words, Cole. I hope that you find your peace too. Okay, I will try to go to sleep. Thank you. She walks over and sits with Chris again. And when she does that, she's looking over at the suit and kind of giving Midnight a little look, and like, you know, suit of armor, Midnight, suit of armor, Midnight. They kind of look very similar. The suit of armor is like, now that you're wearing this crazy armor that you found in Vallaki there when the town was being evacuated, pilfered from a wagon heading to the castle. But now that you've acquired this this armor, you've noticed that this is sort of like a similar battle armor to the construct that's in front of you. So she's kind of doing a double take, and I think for a second there, you're not sure if she thought that the statue was Midnight, and she like did this like, whoa, oh, wait a minute, you're over there. And when she sees that you're looking at her, and she feels a little bit awkward for a minute, and like realizes that you guys were all probably just listening to her talk to Cole and stuff, so she's like, so what about this Lady Ezra thing? Can she do anything to help us tomorrow?
This music makes me want to fight something.
It is pretty intense for this moment.
This is the fighty song. Okay, let's do this one. I apologize for that.
Well, to respond to Ireena, I'll go, mayhap? Question mark?
Hold
Mayhap?
on, one second there, Jess.
Gotta get the music right.
I love that you said that, Lee, because every time there's a battle, I have made a point of putting that track on. So maybe it's subconscious that you've heard that song.
It's subconscious, you want us to
like,
die.
I want to fight now.
Do you want me to fight somebody? I will.
I'm just curious, you know. Like, I often go, if I can think of it, I go, let's put on that track for the fight. But anyways, sorry, Midnight, go ahead.
Yeah, but when Ireena was saying the Ezra thing, from what I can gather, my powers still work perfectly fine here, albeit amplified, mayhap.
But I mean, you were able to keep Ismark around, give him a second chance. That's no small feat. I mean, it's amazing.
It's not difficult magics.
Well, I mean, isn't it sort of from a higher power? Don't you feel like it's weird? Like, talking to a higher powers like that, I don't know. It feels weird to me.
I suppose once you've been born into it, it wouldn't really feel that different.
I can't imagine what that is like, having, like, I feel insignificant when it comes to the gods, and to be part of it, it's crazy.
I mean, Cole derives his powers from the gods, I think. I'm not really sure what he derives it from anymore, since he keeps changing who he wants to worship.
It seems very confusing to me. It's just all very confusing. The
Cole
Morning Lord
overhears and says, I follow Persona!
You sure it's not Lathander like last time?
I will not be forced to change my...
They call her Midnight because she throws the shade.
Nice. Alright, well, I don't know. I thank you all. I hope that we can all succeed in our endeavors tomorrow, and if anybody has any last things to say to me, I think I'm going to try to one more time just go to sleep, and maybe Does anybody have anything to drink or anything I could cut the nerves with?
I think I have something. Yes.
When was the last time we used the alchemy jug?
Was that today? I can't remember.
It was not.
We haven't used it in a while.
The break has broke our brains.
So, do you pull out the alchemy jug or something?
Sure, water. Yes. Bring out your water pouches.
You mean the wine?
Don't you have any?
You mean the
stronger?
water?
Because Mira got really excited at the idea of something to drink because she doesn't have pie.
Minette's just kind of staring you both down like, you mean the water?
Hey, could you make liquefied pie?
No.
No.
You bunch
It
of
would be
drug
juice.
addicts.
Like apple pie would be apple juice, but with a crusty flavor to it.
You're a bunch
Wow,
of
this
drug
water
addicts
is-
and alcoholics.
Oh, you made water. Not usually what the bite, but I suppose it's good. Thank
I
you.
like water.
You see Piccolo holding his cup up.
Thank you, Midnight, and I'll come over with my water skin.
I'll hold Piccolo's cup over so he can get a full thing.
Piccolo gets the water first.
Okay.
He takes
Yeah.
a sip
Hold
from
out.
it. He takes a sip from it and spits it out. Throws it on the ground. Ah!
Yes.
Monkey
Funny.
wanted wine.
Little thing, aren't you?
Can I kick
well-
the monkey?
No.
While still holding the jug high from where Piccolo was, I kind of just bring it over to Cole, just kind of getting it on him before in the cup.
It's like passive aggressive waiter.
Actually,
looked a
that
little
probably feels
parched.
nice to Cole, right?
But yeah.
Yeah, you looked a
Speaking
little
of,
parched.
That's quite caring,
I
actually.
am indeed. When we have a moment, I would like to speak with all of you.
But you
Well-
have a captive audience.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere.
I feel as though I have neglected my quest to find my brother. I will be leaving in the morning to seek him out.
Wait, what?
Yes, I'm going to be leaving to seek out my brother, to hunt him down. And it's taking too long to find him. And the longer I take, the more powerful he will get. And the more people he will bring to harm.
Are you
But
sure you can
also
even
the-
take him on alone? Last time I checked, we barely got out of the first fight with him. We can barely survive a pack of wolves.
Maybe I can convince him to change his ways.
I think Strahd's
I hope
corrupted
that
him.
is case. But I do want to leave my potion with you all because I don't want my brother to get hold of that potion.
Well, that's very gracious of you. That's the potion the Vistani gave you.
Yes, and
Oh.
and I don't, if I survive him, perhaps I'll come back one day to retrieve the potion, but I don't want to carry it with me because I don't think that would be safe or wise.
All right. Well, we'll keep an ear out and or an ear to the ground in case you ever return.
And
But,
hopefully
where
you will
is-
find.
Where will you go?
I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to focus on finding him. I know I'm taking a big risk, but once he was a good person, and if I could convince him to return to those ways and set aside the ways of necromancy, I'm sure my father would feel that is better than straight vengeance. And if he will not change, I will try to exact Persana's justice upon him. So,
You know that you have helped us get to here. After we are done, if I can help, after Ismark is back and before we leave, I don't know.
Yeah, Mira's just thinking in her head
There's so much to
that
do.
they're all gonna die without Cole.
Cole sees her expression, and he walks over to her and hands her his mace. And he says, one day, when you all need it most, you will find the person to help you most, and he will hold this mace for you and fight with you. But I have to, this is something else I don't want my brother to get a hand on. And so just hold on to this mace, and perhaps Persona or some other god will put the right person before you to replace me.
Are you sure about going around this land alone? We've barely survived as a group.
I have to trust that Persona will grant me wisdom and guidance and favor.
Have you even felt Persona while you were here?
I always feel Persona in my heart. I mean, he isn't... To be honest, I haven't felt any gods in this land. The only person that can be felt here is evil, and that's Strahd. And if my brother is being apprenticed or helped along by Strahd, I have to do something before my brother can bring all of you to harm even, or others.
This is crazy. Oh, let's us just get some sleep. Let's us think on it. It's making me more nervous. Oh boy. Okay. Yes, I will see you all at breakfast. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to put all of this on you all. She's kind of overwhelmed, and she goes and sits in a corner. Trying to get some heat from the stove, getting a little bit of closing her eyes and trying to settle in for the night.
As offered previously, Savorie will go out. I think Krim is still outside, keeping track. So she'll go
Watching.
She'll go outside with Krim and the.
Hey, Savorie, how are you?
Oh, Krim, that was a fun little time. Your friend Cole is apparently taking off on his own to go find his brother.
I will keep an eye for him. Krim thinks Chris is mean now.
I think Chris. I don't know him. Obviously, you have a better understanding of the before and after, but obviously this land has an effect on him. It's had a profound effect on him. So I don't know if we can jump to conclusions about who he is as a person just yet. But
will the land affect you? Will you get mean?
No. I'm from here. From what it sounds like.
He kind of coos like compassionately, and his feathers like poof up, and he gets a little like comfortable. You know how like birds go when they like get comfy for sleep. He's like, okay.
And using that primeval sense, has the were presence getting closer?
Yeah, you're picking up that there's definitely some werewolves back at the camp still, just across the pond, and they are staying away. Nothing's coming closer to this building. They're all sort of. There is the explosion here, and you know that they were all moving towards Vallaki when that happened.
Right.
And so some of them might have turned around, but nothing's here in your vicinity right now. It looks like you guys can get a few hours at least of rest before any kind of werewolves will show up or anything like that.
Right. Well, yeah. Then she'll stand guard and let them get their rest and spend the last night with their friend.
Okay. So as you guys bed down for the evening, a few things happen, I guess you could say. Midnight.
Mm-hmm.
You've got your sentry thing, right? Where you...
Yes, I can still see.
Right. So as you're in this sentry mode, you have an itching feeling in your brain. It's telling you that there's something that you've forgotten. Like there's something important, and you can't see it. You don't know where it is. You don't understand what could it possibly be. Like you don't forget things. You're trying to figure out what it is that you've forgotten, and when you do that, you kind of fall into this deeper meditative state sort of thing, where you're in this sentry mode still, but you almost feel like you're flying. You almost feel like you can see mist that's not there. You're sort of soaring through the mist while even just sitting there still. And you hear this voice that's echoing in your head. Look through the page. Look through the pages. It keeps saying in like this cryptic, echoey. Look deeper.
Ghosty sound voice.
Look deeper. Stare deeper. The journal. And you know that there's something in that Van Richten's journal. And so you have the presence of self and stuff still to just pull the journal out. And when you do so, you stare through the pages like you've never looked at them before.
Mm-hmm.
Your eyes feel tired and weighty. They feel heavy. But then all of a sudden, in front of you, the book sort of catches fire. And you have learned the fairy fire spell.
Ooh.
As this being inside you allows you, or this force or whatever inside of you.
You swallowed a bean.
Not being, but this
growing.
Swallowed the fairy fire beam.
This thing telling you to look deeper. It seems to have imparted something upon you, and you can now, without a spell slot, you can cast once per day. You can cast fairy fire, and it reveals more than you can see the first time. And so, the book just starts to come alive for you. Things that you never saw there before. Everything was sort of there already, but only the surface information he wanted people to know. You would have to have known that this was there in order to counteract the spells.
The mind just weirdness of the spells.
Well, the spells were stopping this book from being divined, and there was a whole bunch of protection on this thing, and you've just broken through all of it. And so now, whenever you encounter a monster in the world, we'll just say there is a 10% chance for now that you will know its stats and stuff. There's a few of them that are left out of his book, but if it's in his book and you've had time to read that area, you've had time to absorb that area, so there's about a 10% chance that you're going to get access to the stat sheet of a monster when you come across it, if it's something that Van Richten has come across before. So you will know hunting patterns and things like that. And you feel that the longer you spend with this book, the more of this sentry time that you spend absorbing this information, even though it takes your effort and your focus, it's something you can do at night, So for each night that you spend doing this, you have an additional 5% chance of knowing the stats of the monster.
This sounds like something you should do every night.
Potentially. Although it does take away your ability to do your sentry and be
I see.
fully aware of what's going on.
It takes away the ability to see Cole's hand.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so yeah. Krim is outside still.
Yes.
He's not asleep
Krim?
yet, I guess. But when he does go to sleep, we'll just go to that. He dreams nice and deep. He's had this beautiful bird dream.
I will stay up and keep watch, and Avray will like me, and I will be good, and I will stay up, and I will keep watch.
That was awesome. So, you dream of Krim dreams of 3 eyes staring at him. They are giant.
Oh no, not again.
Giant green eyes staring at him, and you soar above them as they stare back at you and watch you cross the skies.
Can I poke the eyes?
You're miles away.
Don't
from
watch
them.
Krim.
These are giant eyes staring at you from miles away from the ground or something, and you feel them looking at you
bomb them.
and through you. As you get closer, after a while, the initial fear of these eyes, the initial dauntingness of these eyes is gone, and as you
Krim
try
is
to get
undaunted.
closer,
Foolishly undaunted, he flies and attacks them.
As you get closer, you basically feel like you're more connected to them. They're not necessarily looking
These are Krim's eyes. What?
at you. It's not a mirror, but the eyes do get brighter as you get closer, and you realize that they're not eyes. They are large green gems, and
Krim
you feel
loves
some
gems.
kind of connection to them. You feel like these are something that you need to protect or to see or to... You don't know what it is, but you know that this is your domain in a way. This is the area that you are flying in. You have some providence with these eyes, with these gems.
Pretty sparkles.
Yeah. Pretty sparkles. Exactly. Mira, today was your first night without pie in quite a while. Probably since just after Death House. Or the Durst Manor. And so, let's just say it's not one of your better nights. Although you do get some sleep, none of it is really that smooth. It's like sporadic. You're dreaming of images. They're horrible, confusing, impossible to really put together. They're very quick. It's like a snap cut thing. You can't put together images before the next one's coming. You can't focus through the chaos, and so you're getting that feeling like you must have slept through the whole day and missed something. It's time is just so strange. It's like a weird soup. And you see images of knives and gems and blood, fields of grapes, goblets with wine and blood, ravens, dark forests, eyes watching you, people being tortured, strung up, crucified, pies dancing across your vision with forks pulling out maggots, rotten food, plates, giant castles. You hear wolves and bats and music, and it's all just a cacophony of this intense visions that are all happening at once. And every time you close your eyes again, the images start to return slowly, and it's like a roller coaster ride trying to go to sleep and stay asleep. But you are able to, throughout the night, earn yourself a long rest.
But when I wake up, I'm definitely gonna puke because I'm dizzy.
Exactly.
Chris was going to take the morning shift before dawn.
Okay. So before Chris can wake up, he sees something too.
Okay.
And before he's actually gonna replace Krim, if you don't mind. Then it's easier for. Anyways, so Chris, you dream of like a walled city. It's like a stone-walled city with mist rolling down from the hills.
Do I recognize the city?
The top of it. Yeah, the mist seems. The city and the whole thing, it just seems very familiar, like a painting you've seen 1,000 times, just a long time ago. And the mist seems to be keeping you away from the large building at the highest point of town. It's pushing you down like a river of mist, keeping you back from this walled city. And you look behind you and you see a river below you in the distance that the mist is pushing you towards. You look down and watch the mist gently rolling towards the river, and there is like this small village below. You look down upon the building at the top, or the building at the top of the hill seems like it's glowing with radiance. It's bright and it seems like some kind of a divine light is shining from it. It reminds you of the talk of the Morning Lord and this must be this place that everybody is referring to. You feel it start to push against you though, and repel you down, and you're trying to fight against the mist pushing you down towards the river. And even though you're facing this hilltop city, you keep getting closer and closer to the river as you walk forward. You see a signpost on one of the buildings that's down closer to the river. It looks like it says Berez, but it's faded out. It's hard to tell. Berez General Store, maybe? Before long, that river is ferrying you away, and you are downstream, and the Kresk and this distant village that you're thinking is Kresk, you're putting two and two together. It's like, this must be Kresk that I'm seeing.
Did anything happen at the town? The first city I saw, the walled city?
You just, like, the closer you got, the more the mists pushed you back towards the river.
Okay.
There is that beacon on the top of the hill that appears to be a holy building at the very top of Kresk, and the mists pour down from it. And then you wake up in the morning.
All right. Nothing happened during the dream. I just saw a village, and then I left the village.
It wasn't like conscious dreaming or whatever. What's that called?
Lucid?
Lucid dreaming, where you can control things. It was like you can see what's happening to you, but you can't really. As soon as you try to touch anything
was I in my own body,
or
was I like a disembodied spirit?
You don't know, actually. You don't remember having a body.
So I was a disembodied spirit.
Being there, yeah, I guess so. It's hard to tell. It's one of those things. You look down. What did you see? It's gone now. It's kind of hard to remember what exactly happened there. It was a dream. Cole?
Yes.
Well, Savorie first. You have a absolutely wonderful night. You have no bad dreams, nothing. You had a rough day, full of tension. You finally feel like, I think I'm safe here for like 12 hours. And you just sleep, and you guys all hear
don't even get to see Donatello in my dreams. What's this bullshit?
You get a couple of wolf snores, and just little half like, before she rolls over again. And it sounds like from anybody who can hear her sleeping and rolling over and stuff, you hear her say Donatello a few times.
Does he dream of a day when the sun breaks through the clouds?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Just after, in that hour of twilight. So Cole, you can hear this voice in your head when you sleep too. It's
okay.
like you're gone. You're in the middle of your REM sleep, and all of a sudden it's hello, brother. I thought you were coming for me.
Reef.
I've been waiting here for days now. Where have you been? And then all of a sudden, these images start to appear around you, and you don't open your eyes necessarily, but you're standing in a room in some kind of like a library with stone walls, lots of tomes and stuff all around. If you want, you could give me an Arcana check roll to see if you recognize anything around you or anything. While these images start to come into pass, you could tell there's like a few of these things have some kind of arcanic nature to them. There's some spell tomes and stuff. It's hard to tell what any of it does or any of the practical information with that. You're just too groggy. It doesn't make it. None of this makes any sense. You're seeing Reef for the first time in a long time now, a few weeks now, and you've been chasing him hard. So you hear his voice now is clear, and it's starting to like really annoy you just hearing it again. Do you think dear old Dad would be disappointed with how long it's taken you to avenge him?
Can I communicate with him this way too?
Yeah, he's standing now. He's standing in front of you, or sitting in front of you at a table in this library type room, and he's like looking over at you like.
Reef, where do you hide, brother?
Oh, I'm not hiding. I was hoping you'd come for me already. I gave you a dream not too long ago, told you exactly where I was. What's taking you so long?
Tell me why you murdered our father.
In all seriousness, I never meant for it to happen. But when it did, oh man, what a rush. Revenge, Cole, revenge. For all those times that you ignored me, you made me feel like I was the weak one. Well, who's weak now?
We shall see soon.
Are you sure you don't want to join me? I mean, I've found the answer here, Cole.
Reef.
You and Father were always so stubborn.
Reef, I'm coming for you.
Well, alright, I thought we could just let bygones be bygones, but I guess that's one thing Dad never taught you. How to forgive, how to fail. Perfect son all the time. Okay, yeah, let's do this. Let's get this over with. As we speak, my people are talking to your people. And, well, let's just say that I'm taking things... Let's put things into your hands. I'll, Here. And he pulls out from his breast pocket a ring. And he walks over to you and hands you this ring, puts it in your hand, and, he's like...
What is this?
It's like, this looks a lot like the one you're gonna find tomorrow when you wake up. Just give it a little turn, and I'll see you soon. I mean, it'll bring you right to me, right to this room, right to this, past all the defenses this temple has, to this exact spot that you're standing in right now. And, you and I can finally finish this. So?
Do you really think you could stand against a servant of Persona?
Oh, brother, you have no idea what you're getting yourself into.
My God will protect me, brother.
Well, say hello to your God for me. And he snaps his fingers, and you are gone out of the dream again. Instantly, you feel yourself flying backwards through space and time, like a like a 2,000 miles in a second type journey. It's a little jarring, but you wake up, and when you wake up, your hand is gone. You feel down for it where the ring was, and it's gone. And then you see it. You see it crawling up your leg and hopping back on your hand, and the ring is there on the hand.
I pull out my dagger and I cut my own hand off.
Okay.
That's
Does it just come off like a jam top? Like it's got like resealable.
What is that?
That's
Does
gonna
it
be
just
an
walk
attack
off and wag a
roll.
You do the
finger?
pop thing.
No,
That's
it's like
gonna be an
just like
attack
pop-
roll.
Or it just pops off.
Yeah, it just pops off like you're like a Lego man or Mr. Potato Head.
He doesn't control it himself.
I'm gonna cut off my hand because I would rather be short a hand than be corrupted by the presence of evil in my body.
Just
So I
means we
will
get to
cut
take
it
away the
off and I will
crossbow.
scream in pain. And then I will cast Cure Wounds to close the wound.
Okay. So there's a hand on the ground. Everybody wakes up. It's like cock-a-doodle-doo. Ah!
Right after the resties over.
Yeah,
There's
and
some bloodshed here
yeah.
tonight.
Oh, what
hand
did you
falls
do?
to the floor, blood flowing out of it. Cole standing there. There's a ring on the hand, on one of the fingers. A silver ring with a band that spins.
Cole, did you cut your hand off?
Yes, I did. It was possessed of evil. I can't have that as part of my body any longer. Not
We
with the
know.
battle I face.
Do we know his hand just runs off?
Yes.
Yeah, we've seen it several times.
I've
Okay.
documented it several times.
It happens when he's sleeping.
And only I can see it when it's sleeping, so.
Midnight's been trying to watch for it, but something that happened to her last night made that hard for a little while.
Yeah.
So yeah, you are standing there above your hand on the floor.
Well, now how are you going to fight your brother? You have one hand.
Can't use that crossbow anymore. Oh no, oh no.
Persona will provide.
That's a lot of trust that you're putting in the gods.
In truth,
Isn't that
I
what
lost
faith is
my
all
hand
about?
before now. The hand was no longer my own anyways, so
Good point.
now it will not serve evil either.
Okay, so Mira will look down at the hand and be like, okay, well.
And it leaps
What do we
across
do
the
with
floor
it?
and grabs her by the throat. No.
Ireena will be like, well, I guess you can always, like, put a club there or something. Like a hammer.
Mira will hold up the mace.
No, thank
Do
you.
you want that back? Okay. So you have this ring if you want it. It's still on the hand. And your brother has
I'll
called
grab
you
the
out.
ring off the finger.
Right? Mira's gonna try one more time. Just be like, Cole, are you really sure about this? It's gonna be the last time I ask.
Mira, my brother came to me last night in my dream, and I know that I cannot turn him from the path that he's chosen, but I can't let him live any longer either. I have to go after him.
Do you know where to find him now?
I have a way, I believe, that I can find him. And he taunted me, so I know he is laying a trap for me, but I have to go.
All right. Well, Mira will walk over to
Hello?
him and
Okay.
and she'll say,
How you doing? I'm
I
in the
think
middle of a D&D
Lee
stream.
has a guest.
Okay, so I think this is a good time for us to.
I had a really good moment. I had a
Okay.
really good moment. Let me finish
Let her finish the
I'm-
moment.
I'm gonna mute Lee for a second then. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So she'll go over to Cole and she'll say, I sang this song for you once because you asked. It seems only right to sing it again. And she'll pull out the lute that she's been kind of slowly practicing with, and she'll sing, wandering the empty road in twilight's silver shade, following the hidden paths alone and unafraid. Let the sunlight free the heart, forever bound to roam, and let the waking morning find the weary traveler returning home. And then she'll give him a hug and say, like, please be safe and get home.
I will do my best. Thank
and then
you.
she'll give him bardic inspiration.
Thank you. That was very special, Mira.
Yeah, well, you seem determined to go on your own and leave. So,
Do me a favor. And he'll lean forward to whisper in her ear, watch Chris.
I already am.
And I'll smile back at her. And I'll start gathering my belongings, I suppose. And then
Ireena's gonna be like, you know, is no one going to stop him? I mean,
I've asked 3 times. I don't know what more to do. Do we go? Can we go with him? I don't. Your brother is down as a corp.
I need to get my brother to safety first. Are you sure
We
you can't
have-
wait, Cole? Like, we can come with you after.
out of character, we entered this through that hole in the middle, right? We climbed up
No,
the
we
rope.
entered it through the window in the wall.
No. There's something bad down that hole, and you don't want to go down there and find out.
Well, actually, down on the bottom floor is the saber-tooth and the horse, because we pulled
Well,
them in
the-
last night.
We brought the saber-tooth up on the same floor as us. The saber-tooth.
did?
Yeah.
I was pretty sure we just brought them in the main
I
door.
insisted that the saber-tooth, and I got the elevator working so the saber-tooth could come up and
That's
hang out with
right,
us.
you did get the
Yeah.
elevator working. That's true.
Yes.
So that the saber-tooth should have been here. I'm surprised I survived the night.
So the elevator is my way out.
Yeah, you can use the
Yeah.
elevator, but nobody's used the door yet.
I gave
Well,
warnings
Monkey
about the
used the
door.
door.
You also know that from what your brother has told you that this ring will take you right to him. So it's up to you if you want to use the elevator or you don't even have to.
Okay.
The impression that you get is that this is some sort of magic item.
Is the door on ground level?
Yeah,
And
it's like
the elevator goes lower?
4 stories
the-
down.
No.
The elevators is just the easiest way out, and we
We're
already
on
know
like
it
the
works.
4th floor or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, we're like 100 and something feet in the air.
See where the lights are in the tower behind you?
Yeah,
You guys are
and
in the lights.
we pulled up all the ropes and stuff. So
Yeah, so Cole will go over to the elevator and he'll turn back to everybody and sigh deeply and say, be safe, all of you, and hopefully one day I will rejoin you.
And I'll give him the final warning about if you do the door wrong, someone's gonna come out there and kill you.
Cole decides to leave, and then all of a sudden,
Midnight, you know that the word for the elevator is up and down. You just have to say the word, and the
Okay.
golem's at the
yeah,
bottom.
we worked out getting in and out of the building.
Yeah, and you can get out of the building no problem. It's just getting back in. That's the hard
Is the
part.
harder one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll say my final goodbyes and then I'll say down and be lowered out of sight.
and the 4 golems at the bottom laboriously moving chains. You finally hit the bottom. You look up and you see everybody kind of huddled around the top, staring down at you, and make your way out.
TM, can I throw in a little beat?
Yeah.
When you turn to leave, you see a crushed figure on the floor. It's furry, small, about the size of a squirrel. And looking closely, you see that it's the body of Piccolo.
Oh, squish.
And I think now's a good time to take a break? Or what?
Oh boy.
That's one last thing that Cole did that can be blamed on him, I guess.
No, you see that like it hit the ground hard, and to the point where it kind of like there's a bit of a jettison splat and a little bit of rebound. So it was a falling death.
Oh, okay. I thought I squished him with the elevator.
Very great. No, this was something that happened a few hours ago.
Oh, okay. Can't blame me then. He committed
And on
suicide.
that note, with the dead monkey, I think we gotta go to break.
Oh boy, dead monkey.
We killed Van Richten and his monkey.
We got him and his little monkey too.
I will say, oh god, I will say, on a separate non-game note, thanks Pete.
You're welcome. It's been a pleasure.
Ditto.
Yeah, thanks for playing.
And,
You never know when I could pop up again. So I'm like foot fungus.
Keeps coming back.
What a great way to describe yourself for the last time. That's great. On
That's
stage.
so flattering. I love it. Okay, we'll see y'all shortly. Back in 15.
Is that how you say
Yeah.
it?
Poutine.
Yeah. Yes, let me poutine
And
everywhere.
welcome back, everybody.
Oh.
You okay, Greg?
I think so.
We heard some strange panting.
Oh. Well, I mean, I do what I can. Yeah, so,
How'd we end up on the map?
Chris and Krim are, what's that?
How'd we end up on the map?
I brought everybody to the world map. This is the tower that you're staying at right now.
Mm-hmm.
She's
And-
probably here.
Well, yeah, but you can...
Well, and I'm assuming the werewolf camp is somewhere over there.
Exactly. This is across the lake right here is the werewolf camp. And from what Savorie has told you guys, she knows, and Ireena has an idea as well. But and the map that you guys got that that Chris had stolen from the old shopkeeper in Vallaki, he put him to sleep, and so it would tell you also that this is Kresk here. And so you have this dirt road that leads out to a T intersection here, and you can either head back the way you came, which was this way and towards Lake Zarovich over here. And Vallaki is, the town of Vallaki is over here, just south of the lake.
Not going back there. Mm-mm.
Right, that's on fire right now. And a bunch of werewolves have been dispatched from the werewolf den to head to Vallaki. So that's why Savorie was picking up the trace of them in this area still, because they're still passing by through the woods here to get to Vallaki. Or they were last night. And Savorie would also have told everybody about, like, the werewolves don't like going into Kresk or around that area, because this town is a walled town. It has giant stone embankments.
I mean, we also haven't discussed what the next step is, so Savorie can tell them if we want to discuss what the next steps are.
Yeah, you would know about the embankments and stuff there, and they have archers on the embankments, and so the wolves generally stay away from there. And the other area is to the north of the lake. I don't know if you remember me telling you about that a while ago or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, Chris and Krim are still both asleep, but Mira had a really crappy sleep anyways. Chris and Krim both went back to bed after Cole left, and just to get a little bit of shut-eye, because they had some watch time last night, I guess. So you three are up, and they are both asleep still for now. They'll be back shortly.
They went back to bed after Cole left.
Yeah, just get the rest of their shut-eye to make up for the watch time. So Ireena's making everybody breakfast. She's really excited. She's like, nervous tension in everything she's doing, but she's, today's the day. She's finally gonna get her brother back after all this time. She's very, very excited about that. She's not sure either how they're gonna get into the city though, and she's, well, Mira, what do we have that we can trade for entrance into Kresk? Maybe there's something to. I know they don't let outsiders in, just anyone. So I don't know how we're going to get in. That seems like the last little hurdle though that we have to figure out.
I mean, they don't even let in traveling bards? That's very unusual for me.
I don't know. I've only been there when I was a child. My father took me to Vallaki a few times, but we never went as far as Kresk for years now.
Well, let me see what's in my robe that we might be able to trade. Nothing useful, unless they want a 10-foot pole.
Robe of nothing useful items.
It's called the robe of useful items. I'm like, this is not helpful.
What didn't we rip off the robe? But let's look through my book of what I recorded, what we haven't taken off.
Have we taken off the gems?
Let me see.
I think Cole tried to get gem, but there were no gems big enough for what he wanted.
So I think he ripped off the patch.
He ripped off the patch, and Greg said it gave him rubies, a sapphire, and 1 diamond that was worth 100 gold pieces.
Yeah, it says 10 gems worth 100 gold pieces. So he left with our gold.
Nice.
Gold.
He left with our.
Now we can.
He left with our money.
Broke my sound.
Hey,
No, we can hear
fix
you
it.
now.
there you are.
Yeah.
No, you're back.
He said,
Okay.
Okay, there you are. Can you hear us?
My outputs were all in the wrong spot. Yes,
no.
I can
Oh,
hear
yeah.
you.
Been there, done that. So, you would know that Chris is still asleep. He can wake up whenever he wants.
That's the thing. I wanted to take the last shift, so I would have been up before everybody else.
Okay. I just said that when we came back, you went back to bed after Cole left, just for an hour of extra
Night-night.
sleep. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is looking a little beraggled.
So you wanted the last watch? Is there something else you wanted to do there? We can go back in time for a minute.
Chris waking up, eyes just slammed open, and still feeling the presence that he felt within the dream and the visions that wrought his mind. He sits up like a man possessed and quickly looks over the room, and then with a hand outstretched towards Midnight, you see the shadows form around her head, and I'm going to cast Minor Illusion over her, and it's going to be the room from her point of view, like on the inside of a box.
Okay.
So knowing that she would have that Sentinel's gaze, trying to do like a Mission Impossible, video screen thing, with Minor Illusion, and from her point of view, I don't know, maybe there's a slight distortion, but then it's just the room, but nothing's moving, and then from looking outside towards her, you'd see it's just kind of like backlit by like swirling mists, almost like the surface of a bubble.
So basically, just to sum it up so my brain can stop being dumb for a second, is she's seeing just the room, but everything's still.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so that lasts how long? An hour? Or...
It's a cantrip. I can just...
Oh, okay.
Or
Minor
it starts to
illusion,
fade.
okay. Yeah.
Well, we know he killed the monkey. I mean, we don't know that, but I know that. What else did he do?
I'm trying to do mind games.
Yeah, that because of Midnight's preoccupation with the things that she's been dealing with.
Yeah, Chris doesn't know about the book and the studying thing.
Right. Well, you'd see her looking at the book.
This person doesn't know what the heck's going on. He doesn't know. But he knows that she can see while asleep, so that's his solution. Then Chris will go over to Ireena and just stand over her for about a half hour. Like what is it? The Paranormal Activity?
Okay.
It's just like a statue. And then
so while that's happening, because Midnight, you are having a boon from seemingly from the source of your power. this Ezra or whoever was talking to you, I will give you an Arcana check with disadvantage.
I'm
to
gonna
come
use
to.
one of my blessed advantages to make that normal. Because we've had several advantages gifted during the stream today.
I remember I saw one from Lance, so
We've got
Thank you, Lance.
you.
It's not
Thank
gonna
you,
help
guys.
much. Thanks, guys, but
We're
I'm not
happy
sure
to
this
be
one's-
back too.
Let's try.
Almost a
Ah.
paramedic says, Lee, you creep.
I got a 15.
I don't think that'll do it.
I do not agree with what Chris is doing. I just want a full disclosure. I do not agree with what he is, what he does, and why he does it.
Did you
No,
mark it off, Greg, or do you need me to?
You go ahead,
Gotcha.
if you were looking at them.
Yeah.
15, you do feel something, but you don't know what's going on, and there's so much new stimulus to you right now that you can't. You're just back into the book, trying to get more out of it, and finding it difficult. But you're still gonna stick at it. You've got.
After all, your brain itches.
Yeah, you're definitely feeling uncomfortable about the whole thing right now, though. You're not making the same progress you were making earlier. Something's changed. You're not sure. The book doesn't seem to be responding the same way as it was anymore. You're trying to get it back, but it kind of feels like a dream, though. It's hard to remember how all that works and stuff when you're in it. So, yeah. So after. After
he just stands there almost motionless over Ireena, almost, and he's not breathing either, not blinking, not breathing. And then Piccolo makes a noise, kind of like going through some of the jars up on the shelves. And Chris looks over.
Piccolo is stretching. What a beautiful sleep.
Yes, and he says, "A beast like you is an abomination to this land. You've helped them enough." And then he's gonna cast sleep on Piccolo. And then go over and gently pick up the sleeping animal. Be gone. And then drops it down the elevator shaft.
And Piccolo didn't know what happened. Didn't know what hit him. Trying to
There
come
was
up
a
with
weird kindness to that in putting him to sleep first.
Yeah, let's go with that.
He's still flat out murdered
And then
the monkey.
Chris stands on the top of the elevator for...
You still got the voice distorter on.
Oh, right. Thank you. So he stands on top of the elevator shaft for another 5 minutes. Again, not blinking, not breathing. And then turns around and then lays back down in bed.
And so when everybody comes to, and nobody notices Piccolo is gone at first. Cole did, as
Chris
he was
does.
leaving.
Have you seen Piccolo anywhere?
Not since last night. And Mira's actually, she's like packing up her stuff, like anything that like she can put in her pack. She seems pretty upset.
Just to make sure that illusion wore off like sometime during the middle of the night, right?
Yeah. It only lasts, I believe, a minute. I mean, let me double check.
It was either a minute or an hour. One of those two.
Or 10 minutes.
Too many
One of the
options.
three. Or
Could be
Too many
24 hours.
Definitely not 24.
Yeah, it lasts a minute.
Yeah, it's cantrip, so it's a minute. But yeah, he would have been doing it a few times, and then at the point where he's over Ireena's body, you might have noticed it for a second, but it didn't really register because nothing had moved around in the room when you, like,
book.
You're in the book, exactly.
Book.
It's a good book. It's a book full of monster secrets. So something you've been.
A book full of slaying secrets.
Yeah, boink secrets. So you've got a serious investment in front of you. So yeah, everybody's coming too. Ireena's handing out breakfast to everybody.
You two are dirty.
Don't call us out like that.
If I see giggles pop up in my tiny window, I call it out.
Ireena's handing out breakfast to everybody. Mira, how did you sleep?
Well, as she looks over to the pool of puke from when she woke up.
Whoa.
Like that.
Ireena, Miri, that was you?
Well, when you're having flashes of images, they go by very fast, and it's just like a blur, and then it got dizzy, and then I got sick to my stomach, and next thing I woke up, and it was...
You had strange dreams as well?
Doesn't everybody? Why do you think I was eating the damn pie?
So you could be a drug addict?
I thought you just liked the pie. I thought it was...
No, I kept eating it because I actually slept well.
You were dependent.
Yeah, I thought you were just like an addict or something, like one of the Marin root addicts back on the coast.
I said I would stop when I wanted to stop, and you know
that's
what I did?
That's what the Marin root addicts say, and then, before they know it, they're just living out on the street. I just figured it was your burden to bear that you... I didn't want to confront you about it because, let's face it, I mean... Addicts like that never stop.
I have successfully not... Do I want pie this morning, Greg?
All this talk about pie. And it's hard to stop thinking about it, that's for sure. You're able to resist it. You don't want pie, but...
Resist the pie.
Sweet pie.
Resist the pie.
I was like, I have stopped the pie, but no, I started eating it because, the first piece I ate because everybody had a piece and it sounded delicious.
Look,
I'm not
judging you. I know the struggles of addiction.
Oh, really?
Yes. My mentor, Aaron, he struggled with... Karen root.
Was this in the Temple of Lathander back in Faerun?
No, he was the one who taught me coopering. He's the one that showed me my trade. It took me in. He had a problem. It was... I mean, that's why he took in an orphan, really. He needed somebody to clean up after him. When his family wouldn't. Well, sorry. Are you feeling well enough to travel?
Yes. For lack of a better word, yes.
You said you had bad dreams. Were they a portent to anything, or anything, or were they just bad?
So I think it has to do with Orwyn, and I think they're telling me to go to the vineyard, and I want to. I think we should go to the vineyard. I think there's a reason I keep having visions of that place, but I would really like to stop walking around with a dead body.
He's not dead. He's
not dead yet.
Kind of, sort of. He's kind of dead. It's kind of dead.
I don't like that word.
Mira will
I'm
look
preventing
at Ireena
it from doing the things.
Mira will... He's dead. He just can't turn undead.
Yeah, just preventing him from coming back the wrong way.
Well, I agree with Mira. The sooner
not alive?
We can bring him back, if it is possible, the better. We can just close this chapter.
I've been thinking about, though. We don't have a lot of money. And this healing is going to take a lot of money.
But we'll just figure that out when we get there. I mean, unless you have a way of making more of these czars, then I just don't have an answer.
Not czars, but one of the things I keep seeing are green gems.
Krim pokes his head like upside down through the window. Krim see gems too.
You do?
Yes, very shiny, very beautiful.
Do they glow?
But not as beautiful as Savorie.
Suck up.
Aw, Crim.
His feelings are so fickle. I love it.
So, Avery, I believe you mentioned that earlier we had to pay to get into Kresk?
I'm not sure how we get into Kresk. All I know is from what I've heard from the pack is no one just bothers to go there. It's just walled off and I guess impenetrable so far to them, so they just kind of leave it be.
Okay. Avery, do you think we can avoid the wolves if we head to Kresk today, or would it be better to seek them out and deal with them?
So yes and no. I think the wolf issue, it's kind of a we have to cut the head off the snake sort of deal, and in this instance that is the current the current leader, Kirill, who was placed there by Strahd. I know the general inclination for most of the pack is to try to get the previous leader, Emil, out. Strahd had told Kirill that he was keeping Emil in Castle Ravenloft.
Okay, well, I'm not normally a planner like this, but I think we need a plan of attack.
Ireena's like, I'm not going there. That's the one place I'm not going. I'm not going to the
That's the one place I won't take you.
He definitely.
Yes,
And
we can't
that's
expect a young
hours
woman
away.
like her to go there.
And that's hours to a day away in the opposite direction of where we're going.
Right. Okay, so
to avoid
We may
the
even
wolves-
find allies at the Abbey.
that's true.
Wasn't there someone we were supposed to find at the Abbey in Kresk?
Yes, a woman. Wasn't it? We're also supposed to find somebody, I think, at the vineyard.
The Wizard
Right.
of the Wines?
Yeah. So I guess at this point, I'd still like to go to Kresk, but I am worried about whether or not we'll be able to pay for the resurrection of Ismark. But maybe, I know that at least in Faerun, sometimes if you can't pay for something, maybe they'll,
An exchange of services?
Yeah. So should we still just stay with our plan and go there first? What's everybody's thoughts?
The worst they can say is no, and we still have to stop by the Abbey to search for this woman anyways.
Okay. So let's go there. And then after that, we can go to the vineyard because I'd really like to stop having these visions. Everybody in agreement?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And we're off.
If we're heading
Okay.
to Kresk first, then yes, I'm not going to say no to that. Getting Ismark back is, I mean, he can help. He's a fighter. He's better than me.
Well,
You've seen him fight.
Mira will kind of grind her teeth and she'll be like, "Oh, now we're a fighter down."
Yeah. I wish him luck too. Hopefully we all get what we need. Okay, so are we off?
Who are you talking about?
Cole.
Cole.
Cool.
Oh, right.
Did you forget that he left?
Is that a Lee question or is that a Chris question?
Oh, that was a Chris question.
No. And that was a Mira question. Did you forget that he left?
No, of course not. He left us that potion as he lies to you.
Okay.
Not about the potion, though. I think that's the only reason he remembers.
All right. Well.
But to
guess
answer
we're
your
off to
question,
Crest.
no. And to answer your question, no. I don't think the wolves are going to be avoidable. I think we can try the best that we can, but
All right. Well, let's head to Kresk, and what happens, happens.
Ina's just gonna kind of pack the few things she left out, and as she's rummaging through her bag, she sees something shiny and calls Mira over for a second.
Yeah.
I think Cole wanted to give back what he took from you. And she kind of just like opens the bag so you can see the gems.
Oh. Well, that at the very least will help us get into the city now, won't it?
Yeah, I suppose you should probably carry these. I don't know why he left them with me.
All right.
Ireena is
and then,
getting her brother ready and putting him on the elevator top, getting everything to go down again, getting the tiger and everything, trying to, everybody in place. Are we all going down together, or do you want to take
Bartholomew.
multiple
There
trips?
also is the rope. We could just
Gerald.
climb down the side.
Well, I don't know how my brother or the tiger are going to climb down the side, but
Yeah.
All right. Well,
What
I've
if-
already got Gerald on the elevator here, so I'll see you at the entrance.
I'll
all right,
take
but,
the rope down.
Mira will get on the elevator, but she's very hesitant around Gerald because she is half Vistani.
yeah, you can see that the thing is like visibly like confused, giving you like a couple of weird looks.
But then when it looks away, she like sneakily like tries to like rub its back.
He likes scratches right between the shoulder blades. Yeah, right there.
Like as you guys
Right
kind of
here.
Yeah,
as
right
you
there.
guys kind of like
Right
load on to the elevator, I'll kind of shout, remember, do the dance right or bad things are gonna happen. More fighting.
Only on the way in.
And when the elevator hits the bottom floor, right away the tiger, Gerald the tiger, he the one-toothed saber-toothed tiger, he jumps off the elevator platform when it's like a couple feet away from the ground, but when it hits, he looks up at you all, and he's got the body of a monkey in his mouth.
Oh, Gerald,
He drops it on
Hello.
the platform.
drop that.
Oh no.
He's
I mean-
using his nose to like push it towards you guys.
Oh
I mean,
man.
he was kind of annoying, but he also saved us in Valaki.
Right. He's been so helpful.
Oh.
I smell foul play. This must be the work of Strahd.
why would Strahd care about him?
Oh, what was that? Meta pigeon? Oh, it's I mean, he was just so helpful. Particularly around here, and
He's got like a little vest, right?
yeah.
Does he have the top
All
hat
right.
still?
So Mira will kind of gently pick up the broken body, and she'll be like, "Well, we'll have to
Yeah.
bury him, I guess.
Poor,
This is kind of gross."
poor Viola.
Well, what do you feed the cat?
Viola?
But that was his name, right? He was a musical instrument.
Oh no, the Piccolo. Hey.
Oh yes.
Are you okay? What does she see in his eyes?
It's silver with veins of green. And
Okay.
I guess he'll say I don't know anymore. And that's not even a deception roll. That's just him telling you the truth. Yeah, that's not even a deception roll. I don't know. I thought I was going to lie to you, but I ended up telling you the truth by accident.
And
I
you
don't
had
even know
advantage as
anymore.
well.
Yeah.
I'm lying that I don't even know anymore. No, wait, that's the truth. I don't even know.
No, the lie is that he knows. No. Okay. And Mira stops, holding a dead monkey, because this is how I envisioned this going. And
Actually,
still,
Mira, for some reason, all of a sudden, while you're holding Piccolo, you kind of lose empathy for the whole situation just for a moment. And you just think about, like, what would be good right now is some pie. Make me a Constitution save.
You got advantage.
In this moment of grief.
All right, I've got advantage.
Yes.
Yeah, Mira's feeling all sorts of emotions right now. I mean, 12.
You just hand the monkey off to somebody. You can't deal with that right now.
I put it on top of the saber-tooth's back.
Yeah, just like, I could really use some of that damn pie right now. And you're thinking, like, how could I get pie? You ended up destroying the pie, right?
Someone did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I threw it away.
Right. So
Back
you don't
in
have the
Milwaukee.
pie. You don't have
wait.
the
If
pie
she's
now.
really addicted, she'd go up and eat that vomit because it had the pie in it.
No, because I
No,
haven't had any
yesterday she didn't
yesterday.
have
Oh, you
any.
haven't had any? Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
So she's actually thinking about the vomit and wondering, like, is there pie in that? But no,
Well,
there's no pie in that.
and then she's like, no, there's no pie. God, I would really just like a piece of pie right now, but no, other things. That's
All
not
right.
what I was focused on.
Okay, here. I have some of this. It's a gum. My Enderal used to chew and you'd have his fits. It helps keep you distracted. It's not going to make the desire go away, but it'll just give you something to do. And he just hands her. It's like a piece of thick, like taffy, like tree sap almost, but it's been flavored with like licorice.
Oh,
You just chew on it. It just distracts you.
so I'm so sorry. I was looking at chat. Cole just put 3.14 in the chat. No, Mira is just getting distracted off of the point. But like she's gonna seize this moment because she's been trying to talk to Chris for a minute, and she had an idea last night when she looked at him, but she didn't have the energy to do it because she just wanted to sleep. And she'll look at Chris and she'll say, I never did say yesterday thank you for saving my life.
You're welcome. I hope that someday you can repay the favor.
I'd like to try if you're willing to
I think
try
that I think that
something.
came out wrong. I don't know why I said it like that. What I meant to say is that you would have done the same for me. Is what I meant to say. I didn't mean to say I hope you are able to save mine. I don't know where that came from. And when he said that, you saw a little bit of flash of green.
All right, and she'll be like, well, I actually have an idea if you're open to it.
Oh, what is your idea?
Okay.
We should probably step off the elevator because the others are waiting to. Oh wait, there's Midnight. She crawled down the side. Oh wait,
Yeah, you guys
was
are all
Midnight
making
calling
your
out,
way
or was
out.
that Savorie?
You just see Midnight staring at like a window on the bottom floor and just like kind of just wondering what the
In my mind, like I imagined like Midnight T-posing and then just teetering off the edge and just like, and then like standing up like nothing happened.
You know how you like with like gloves you can just slide down a rope?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of just is sliding down the rope. It stops when she gets to like a window that's facing you guys and just stares at that awkward conversation and then just keeps going.
Well, and I just imagine as she slides down this rope, because she's metal and the rope's still causing friction, there are just like little sparks that are flying.
Like Midnight's not breaking eye contact with the window the whole time. She's just sliding down.
Ireena is trying to push Gerald's fat tiger butt into the cage of the wagon.
I had a thing I want to do with Savorie. So Krim would take off and then go to like swoop down and then like look back up and see her and then bank and then come back up. May I take you down? No problem. Krim is very strong.
Sure.
Flex with bird bones. All right, here we go. And he grabs you with his talons around the shoulders gently, and then descends.
And for a moment, you have this weird feeling of flying.
I don't know if I particularly like that sensation, but I appreciate you, sir.
You are welcome. Remember, it is the ground that is to be feared, not the fall.
We will agree to disagree. It's all pretty scary.
That's why you must think light thoughts.
Well, that's why I trust you to not drop me.
Oh,
80
you are
feet
so
down.
sweet. Thank you.
To splat.
Yes, splatting bad. What are they talking about over there?
While that's going on, I'm gonna use the packing time to summon my midday McHorse face.
Probably a good idea.
What does the horse sound like in your head?
Like in my head, it can actually talk to me.
Yeah. What kind of
But-
voices it have?
It's kind of like the airy celestial voice mixed with a horse.
Hey, I'm a horse, not a ghost.
Hey.
Exactly.
You had me at hey. Yeah. That was enough. Okay, so
work.
Midnight, you and Horsey McHorseface are looking very intimidating and more ready for this than anybody else in the group this morning.
So with Midnight and Horsey McHorseface, they have a telepathic bond. So do you two just dish like the entire time? Like I can't believe so and so is like, since nobody can hear you.
The horse can also verbally speak in celestial.
Oh, good. Is that
So it's like the telepathic thing that stretches for like a mile, I believe. And then there's the verbal celestial communication.
so? The
so
horse
occasionally it's
actually
just gonna
speaks.
It should be able to speak, yes.
I thought that was only to you and only mentally.
I believe there's the telepathy
Well-
nonsense, and it can speak celestial.
Yeah,
I wanna-
you
I
have
wanna
to be
give-
able to speak celestial, and I don't.
Jess,
I do.
I want to give you a narrative tool, Jess. That with this
Yes.
horse, it can be a confidant. That you can tell it anything, right? So this would be a great way for Midnight to share her inner thoughts.
This is true. I'm just not good at monologuing because it feels awkward for me.
Even to a
Well-
horse.
I can whinny a bunch in response if that's
I told you.
that's what you
Lee
need.
could be the whole campaign.
Oh, it'll be the whole campaign.
Lee is the campaign.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Curse of Lee.
Yes.
That is quite awesome.
Okay.
You and I will have to think about that though, to
Yeah.
discuss Midday McHorseface's journey, because like
Just
he
the
hasn't been
occasional
around
chatting.
that long. He's kind of just
Yeah.
been, just summoned recently, and from a different plane altogether. So this is a little awkward for him too. So
Celestial in the form of a horse.
okay. So yeah, you guys hit the
Alright.
road, I guess. The wagon wheels start turning, leaving the tower that's in the background of your photos behind in the distance, and approaching over the next 15 minutes or so, approaching the T intersection that you have to decide which way you're going for.
We already decided.
We go to Kresk.
We're going to Kresk, okay. So the party gets to here, and then you guys see some signposts as well here. And Midnight, you feel very drawn to this one signpost that's telling you to go back towards Vallaki. You don't know exactly why, but you know that there's something down to the south even from where you are. And that's pretty much all you can get from that.
Spooky premonitions, fun.
When you guys get to this intersection here, Mira, you're kind of feeling, or to this bridge here, to where this T is, Mira, you're sort of feeling like the draw to go south as well here now. It's this land has a way of permeating your soul and making you feel things, it seems.
Or a monster.
And in order to get away from that feeling, you guys just gotta keep moving.
Does anybody else feel that?
I felt that at the last. I felt a weird sensation at the last signpost. It made me feel like I want to head south, but it's not the right way.
I don't.
Me too.
It feels like a nice day to me. I don't get it.
Think Strahd is at work here, or?
I mean.
I don't even think Strahd exists.
We haven't. You don't think Strahd exists?
No, we haven't seen him. Would you think somebody of that power and control of the place would at least, make some sort of?
Krim and I have both seen him.
You have?
Yeah. He was at the Wolf Den. He was at the Pack Den, and he had the leader, Kirill, just absolutely. This man, Kirill is a terrifying force, and this Strahd character had him tail tucked. And that's where we figured out where Emil is in Castle Ravenloft. He is very interested. He was very upset with Kirill for letting Ireena go with you all and not being able to recapture her. That's the first time I've encountered him, and just his very presence and his very air is terrifying and menacing.
So he did send the wolves?
Half of them are out looking for you, half of them are kidnapping to turn more innocent people into wares against their will.
Well, I hope I can keep staying away from this man's reach. It is.
Are you wearing your amulet?
Ireena, don't worry about what she has to say. She's mostly an animal. I wouldn't be surprised if what she took for Strahd was just a man with a can filled with rocks.
Mira slaps him upside the head.
No.
You don't have to take my word for it, Chris.
I mean, that was kind of rude, Chris. She's...
Krim was there, and Krim is a bird, and I'm standing in front of you as a person. Krim, would you like to confirm or deny anything that I have or have not said?
Chris, don't be mean to her, or I'll punch you many times, and then drop you from the sky. Stop it.
You deserve it.
I'm just. This is just facts I'm giving you. It's just facts.
Whose facts?
It's just. What do you mean? Facts are facts.
This is all making me very
That seemed
uncomfortable.
more like subjective.
Subjective opinions.
Look, if you talk to her like that again, I will not be nice. And you do not like Krim when he is not nice. Look. Big
And
he
Ireena
wins.
points forward. Look, the bridge. I see the bridge. It's ahead.
As I
we
initiate
there yet?
PvP with my characters.
Yeah, you see it.
Crispy.
You guys see this weather-worn signpost next to the road as well? And there's 3 arms of the post, 3 branches of the road, and there's an arm pointing to the north, reading Kresk. There's an arm pointing through the woods that you can see that there's the arching stone bridge spanning the river, and then there's one pointing towards Vallaki, and there's one pointing to the southwest that reads the Wizard of the Wines.
And
And-
my gut's still telling me to go south.
The road slopes gently towards the Wizard of the Wines pathway, but there is that bridge in the distance that leads to what you've been told is Kresk.
You must push on to Kresk.
Yes.
So I
Push
can
on.
stop using spell slots on
So you've got
things.
You've got one horse pulling this wagon, and midnight on
Midday McHorse.
Midday
Right.
McHorse
We
phase.
need,
Can we just get to
we need
Crest?
horses. We need to go.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
let's
you're
go
all
to
sharing
Crest.
this one wagon, and you're all heading to Crest. One horse,
Yeah,
one
and
wagon.
it's super uncomfortable, and Chris is
Body-
super snippy with Avray.
Saber-toothed tiger, all cramped corridors.
Well, Midnight's just free with the breeze in the faceplate.
Yeah, midnight on her horse, talking to each other. And so yeah, you guys meander your way down the road towards Kresk.
Avery would actually be like going forward, not super far, but enough to like scout to make sure that they aren't coming up on anything. And as soon as like she gets away from the party, she'll go into wolf form, and then when she gets back, she'll like transfer, like she'll be going back and forth, basically just leading, checking for anything.
Pacing doggo.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're noticing that the woods are fairly quiet in this area, as you have
quiet?
known. The wolves are generally stay away from Kresk, and so as you get closer here, you feel with your sense that they are farther away. There we go.
Oh no, a map.
Trying.
Black map.
Yeah. Probably just because you don't have.
The visions.
Yeah. I'll get you see it in a second here. Copy. Go to the map. Where is it? There it is. Okay. What? Okay, for some reason this doesn't have vision. Should have vision. I apologize.
Oh my gosh, Strahd has blinded us all.
I can't see.
I'm blind.
It does have vision. Okay, well maybe it's the vision distance that needs to be changed. Yep, there it is. Okay. 5 feet of dark vision on a map this big doesn't generally work very well, I guess. So you come up to this little T intersection here, and I'll even make that increased vision again. Double that. So you can see about 600 feet.
There we go.
Yeah, so basically, this road here branches north. The junction you're at here branches north and ends at a gatehouse built into a 20-foot, 25-foot tall wall, stone wall, reinforced with buttresses every 50 feet or so. The wall encloses the settlement on this snow-dusted mountaintop. So as you get closer and closer to this town, you have noticed that you're raising in elevation, and you are also increasing the chill in the air. And you're just out of the valley on the one side of it, and whereas if you went down the other way, you would have gone farther down into the valley, and then it goes back up. So you're kind of in the bowl, and you're heading up to the top side of the bowl here, as far as topography goes. And so beyond the wall, you see the tops of these snow-covered pines, and it looks almost like a forest beyond the wall, even. There's a toll of a bell, a somber toll of a bell coming from the distance in the far north. And you could actually see the outlines of a large building back there, where even though it's sort of covered in mists, there is this steady chime of this inviting welcome change to the silence that encompasses this area. It's all very still, and just the only movement is this fog. It's hard to tell at this distance, but there seems to be some kind of a switchback road that leads up toward the gates.
Okay. So as we approach the town, I think Mira will turn to the party and say, I think we need a plan for why we're coming to Kresk.
To visit the Abbey, right? Mm-hmm. Isn't that reason enough?
I think, okay. I'm good with that.
I thought that would be a good reason as well.
This town, is this the town? DM, is this the town from my dream?
Chris, you are noticing as you get closer to this thing, this looks like a picture that you've seen painted 1,000 times before. You've stared at this, you've seen this drawing, you've seen this somewhere. And yeah, it's becoming very familiar feeling.
And this is the town from outside of where I grew up. How did it must have been snatched by the fog, like we were.
What do you mean?
I lived in an abbey for some time, and there was a town I could see outside my window, and it looks just like this. Although, yes, just like this.
That...
You were all brought here by mists.
Well, I mean, I don't want to jump to any conclusion, but I mean, if we were brought here by the mist, why not more? Why not a town, perhaps?
You know, I once heard of this one town called Brigadoon, you know, that disappeared into the mists and then showed up like every 100 years or so. I don't think it's completely out of the realm of possibility.
Strange.
It'd be really strange, though.
For sure, but what about our situation is normal?
Well, I mean,
Good point.
As far as I know, Kresk has been here for a while. Since I was a baby, it's been here.
Chris, are you sure that you didn't... That it was the... Are you sure it was the city that went through the mists?
What are you saying?
I'm saying, what if you're from Barovia and not from Faerun?
Don't be ridiculous. How could I be from this place?
You said you remember it.
Yeah, I've never heard of a Kresk in Faerun.
And
Mira will put a hand on his arm and
it's always been here.
Right.
You're getting a serious deja vu feeling.
I have a serious deja vu feeling.
So like, you definitely feel like you've been here before, but maybe there's no way you grew up here. That doesn't make any sense. You remember where you grew up.
Well, the only way to get to the bottom of this is by going forward, I suppose. All right.
Okay,
See
so
if they
as
try
you
to
guys,
heckle us.
as you guys approach the large walled city, the air grows a lot colder. Actually, you're noticing that you probably need, if you're gonna stay here and stay in this environment, you would want more layers. Maybe some I don't know, some wolf hides or something.
Midnight's fine. Midnight doesn't worry about cold.
Midnight
Is
does
this like
not
a
worry.
supernatural chill, or is this?
It's just a bone aching chill. It starts. It's not like it's a rough day outside or anything like that. It's kind of nice out, but it's just the temperature's dropping and it's hard to stay warm.
So like it's just like a higher altitude and a higher latitude in whatever
Yeah,
world
the
we're
air
in.
is a little thinner here, exactly. And you can see that this away from the road now, because as you guys get closer to the city, you actually have a view behind you now. Looking over the tops of these trees, you can see to the valley below, and you can see just through the fogs that are curling in, you can see what might be a winery. Might be through the trees. There's like miles and miles away. That's probably where you need to go, Mira.
Guys, I can't help but think that there's something wrong.
Wrong with what?
Everything in me is telling me to go to this winery. My visions,
It's almost as if our free will, it doesn't really matter. It's like we're being manipulated by forces beyond our understanding.
kind of.
But we
But
really
I-
need to go to Kresk. I can't keep using my spells to keep him like this.
Yes, I am fully on board with what Midnight is saying.
Me too.
I-
We're here.
We're right at the gates. We can't turn around now.
We're here,
Okay.
Mira. Let's go. Let's just try. Come on.
Okay, so as they go to, and I'm going to use an advantage. I'm going to roll a willpower or a wisdom check for myself.
They might have pie.
You should have advantage, yeah.
Yeah, I know I have a couple.
I'll mark it off.
Thank you
when
for
roll.
whoever's it was.
You'll be using Lancelot's.
Thank you, Lancelot.
Nice.
All
Thank you,
right.
Lancelot.
So I'm going to roll a wisdom check.
We're willing to overlook that whole
14.
issue with Guinevere.
14. That's
Okay,
better than what she
all
usually
right,
rolls.
she'll like, okay, so she's looking towards the direction of the winery, and she goes to start to jump off the wagon, but stops herself, and she's like, no, you're right. We need to go to Kresk. We need to go to Kresk, but we really need to go to the vineyard after that. Please, promise me.
I promise.
Okay.
I promise we'll go to the vineyard after we're done with our business in Kresk.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Does that assuage the feeling that she needs to go to the winery?
Yeah. You've got
The promises.
the support of your friends around you is definitely calming the inner voice. But you guys are all sort of distracted with Mira's rant for a second, and as you keep moving towards the wall, you see that there's two square towers that you can see it on the bottom here.
Mhm.
That's the entrance to the town, sort of thing, right? That's what it looks
Mhm.
like.
But we're actually here, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's just a close-up view of that gate that's right
Mhm.
there. And so you see that there's... well, give me a perception check, everybody.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I think everyone
advantages.
Yes, you do.
I think everybody has one. Yeah.
Everyone has an advantage.
Oh,
hey!
nat
Look at
20.
Mira actually being
Nat-
perceptive for once.
I'll mark everyone's off.
Okay,
Hold
Chris
on.
may have gotten a 25, but it wasn't a nat.
So it was Savorie.
That was Krim that got that.
Oh, that was Krim?
Yeah.
You mark off a
Krim
Krim.
is far more wise than.
You mark off a Mira. This one for Chris.
So
Mark-
with a
Well,
nat
where's
dirty
Chris's
20, with a nat dirty 20 and a 25 there, you guys notice there is not as much movement around this parapet as you might expect from something this big, right? There seems to be only a sporadic number of archers walking around these, manning this balcony or this overlook, and there's a few guards here and there that you spot walking around, but not. It doesn't look to be that busy. Like there's not an overabundance of manpower on this guard duty right now. It's pretty early in the morning still. It only took you a few hours to get to this far, so you feel like there are gaps in this defense if you were not to take the front door. Mira, you especially would know that you could probably, with using some sort of maybe some illusions or something, there'd be some way to distract one of these guards perhaps. There's a way to get past this without going through the front door as far as you can tell.
Hey,
that's just
do
your
we want-
instincts kicking in though, right?
right. Do we want to go in the front door?
Is there a
I have
side
no
door?
idea. Is there a
Do
reason
we-
for us not to?
I mean, I feel like we should try entering the city in by legitimate means, but if we can't, I have an idea.
Okay.
So
Let's
I've
try
got
the
our
front
plan-
gate
yes.
first.
Plan A, let's just try to get in the city. Plan B, I will tell you if we can't get into the city.
All right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And plan C is go to the winery.
Let's just go in, okay? Let's take my brother. Go in. I'm sorry.
All right.
We're so close. I'm just getting.
Ireena, your ideas are always welcome.
I'm just getting a little anxious. I'm sorry.
No, we're so close. I get it.
So yeah,
Let's go.
you notice a guard. Hey, there's in the distance. You know, they're pointing at you. You're still a few hundred feet away from the entrance of the town.
Wave to him.
Yeah, Mira will do
Yeah,
the same. So, like,
friendly-
wave, like obviously
Friendly waves.
Okay. And when you get close enough, you can notice that there are archers that have gathered in the front here, on the top of the parapet, and they've all got bows aimed at you. And Savorie, you're remembering that.
Why the long bow?
You're remembering that these hunters are the ones, or this is why the wolves stay away, because if these guys need to hunt, sometimes they just end up going to the balconies and looking around, and they'll send somebody out to grab the bodies after a while, right?
Do we all? Does Chris realize that?
No, but this is what the wolves are talking about when she's back at the
Okay, because if
den.
Chris realizes that they are wolf hunters, he may try to turn Savorie in.
All you know is that there are people on the
Who's with
balcony.
bows?
And I
With
think
bows.
Savorie's feral senses picks that up.
But Savorie knows that she's heard about these guys and they can shoot. She
Right,
knows
well,
that even though
they
there's a
can
few of them
pew.
only, they can shoot well. You don't want to really cross
Alright, if
these
you're
guys.
going to try to convince them, do it quickly.
Yeah, Mira
Oh.
will, like, very stealthily, as she raises her hands, kind of loosen some daggers at her sides, but she's not pulling out. She's just making them easy to grab, and she'll look up, and she has her arms up, and she'll go, "Well met, friends. Why are you aiming at us?"
Why? We're but humble travelers.
What's your business in Kresk?
We're here to go to the chapel. We've heard that it is a place of great renown.
We don't let outsiders in. The chapel's not even in use. Turn around.
Can we pay for entry?
You see them talking to each other, and one of them. Wait there. We're getting the burgomaster to come out. And you hear a few people like running around, and there's these gates are manned by some guards on the ground as well. And you see them opening the large doors, but there's still a second set of barred gates, and so they can talk to you through the
portcullis.
Portcullis, exactly. And you see that they have fetched a man from a house that's close to the gates, and he is coming. He is coming up.
Just like abducted the poor guy.
No, like this seems to be a fairly common occurrence. Like they know to
Bring
go to
out
this
the
guy.
royal sacrifice.
Bring out the royal cannon fodder.
Yeah.
No, they're getting the burgomaster. So he's the one in charge. They're getting the boss man. That's all you hear. But like, oh, let's find the boss man. Get the boss out here. And so.
Because they heard money.
Yeah, when they heard that you guys might be paying or whatever,
I mean, if the guards heard that there's money, wouldn't they want to keep it on the down low and like keep half and then give the other half to the whoever's in charge?
Not
They're
here.
really
You can see
loyal
they don't
guards.
trust you one
Okay.
bit. And from here, actually, through the portcullis, as this man's approaching the portcullis, you guys can see that the mist-shrouded village beyond this wall is nothing more than just a scattering of little cottages and giant pine trees. There's so many trees, in fact, that it does look a lot more like a forest than a town. And up in the northeast, from this position through the gates, you can see the Abbey for the first time. And
The Abbey is in the town?
the Abbey is up on the top of the town.
See, there's the Abbey. That's where. That's my Abbey.
Mira will look up to Chris, and okay, as the burgomaster approaches, Mira will wave her hand and be like, "Hello, we have asked for entry into your fair city,
And we
Hello,
can
traveler.
pay."
And we travel with one of your own.
Yeah.
I realize that you may be weary from the road, but it is not in our best interest to have dealings with the devil. I apologize, but we will have to turn you away.
No, we're not the devil. Please, we're desperately seeking to go to the chapel. You see, and Mira will put like a hand on her stomach, and she'd be like, "You see, I'm with child, and my husband here is from this town, and we're seeking a blessing."
It's true. We are in dire straits. Without your aid, you'd be sentencing us to death.
I am sorry, but we cannot risk the lives of everyone in here.
This is when the suggestion spell gets cast. Are you gonna do it, or am I? I feel like you are gonna do it before me.
One of yous is doing it.
The only way we would be willing to accommodate your request would be if you... I mean, you are a traveling group, it appears?
Yes.
Yes.
I am actually a fairly good bard. Are you in need of entertainment?
No, we have seen your kind here before. Showing up every...
What does that mean?
Vistani racism.
He looks over at you for a minute and he's like, "No, Vistani are not our problem. It is the adventurers. They come and they go as they please. They don't care what happens to us when they leave."
an adventurer. I am a pregnant woman seeking a blessing for her unborn child. Will you please give me this boon, and then I'll cast suggestion.
He's considering letting you in alone when you cast that spell. You hear one of the guards as well. While you're casting this spell, one of the guards is like, maybe they could get us wine.
I can get you wine. Cough, cough.
This is a guy up on the parapet, like, is that what he's doing? Is he getting us wine? Is that why he's asking them? And so you're casting suggestion.
We need to make a wisdom save.
So
DM has disadvantage.
Oh no, really?
Yes, you do.
Wait,
You have to roll it. He has to roll it again. 3.
Yes. Okay.
Who gave you the disadvantage?
I think it was Savorie who rolled that
That doesn't
disadvantage
count, then.
earlier.
Can't give DM disadvantage from players.
I did it last week.
Well, it doesn't count then.
Okay.
This one was
he
from 3
feels-
hours ago.
So she's got the hood of her robe of useful items.
Yeah, I did it 3 hours
and
ago.
she looks at this burgomaster and she'll just kind of be like, please let me in my party and so that we can get the blessings we deserve.
What did you? No. Like I said, outsiders cannot be trusted. We are in need of wine. It's the only thing we cannot do here.
I can
So,
produce wine.
We were
about a
supposed to
gallon.
have a shipment of wine from the winery just to the south. It comes every month. It has not been here in a week. Maybe you go there, you stay there for a night, you come back, you get your blessing, but you bring us the wine that we have been waiting for. Other than that, I cannot let you in. We are a self-sufficient town. We do everything here ourselves. And I cannot put all of their lives in danger.
Okay. She says that, and she realizes that her suggestion spell didn't, for some reason, work. She will pull out a card from her illusion deck, and it is an 8 of spades. So that is, so you can see 8 of spades. And it's oh man.
I don't
was
know
hoping it'd
what's
be something
going on,
more impressive.
but I like where it's going.
So it's a hobgoblin, and she'll put the hobgoblin kind of like over to the side.
Okay. Does she? What kind of read does Chris give from? Does Chris get from her? Does she look like she's like setting up like, oh, we're under attack, or what kind of read is he getting from her?
He's getting that she's trying to create a distraction.
Okay, Chris will turn to seeing the hobgoblin. Oh no, it's Ragthar. He's been pursuing us. He said he wanted to eat our firstborn. Please, you must let us in.
Darling, what are we going to do?
Oh, we've already lost so many. I don't think I could fight. Here,
Did you see
let me try to draw my dagger. Oh, my tiny weak wrists are too pathetic to hold. Oh! I dropped the dagger.
Without the blessing of the cleric, he will keep following us forever. He has placed it.
Clasp Mira melodramatically. Surely we are doomed. We're doomed. Oh!
Okay. So looking around and seeing you two doing this, and everybody else is kind of just staring at you as you're weeping this couple, openly weeping couple.
Performance check.
The burgomaster, yeah, you go ahead and do that. The burgomaster raises his hand. Both of you give me a performance. The burgomaster.
I'm giving her the help action.
Chris
Okay.
has disadvantage, unfortunately.
But that's okay
Not
because
on
he
a help
just was
action.
helping me, and I rolled a 25.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, that's
Um,
nice.
So you see him raise his hand.
I'm fearful for my life.
You see him raise his hand, and he'd be like, to arms. And the archers on the parapet all, they're all
Murder the hobgoblin.
looking for this hobgoblin, like trying to get a sight on him. I don't know if they can see him or not. Where you put him? From the parapet.
Like here. Like he's just like, this hobgoblin is just like strolling, like she's trying to make it look as fearsome as possible.
He's menacing us. Look at him, menace.
They unleash a torrent of arrows, and these guys are going doing the what's it called, Katniss thing or whatever. So these arrows are just flying off nonstop, or Legolas. They're going at ridiculous speeds. You can tell these archers are trained, and they're not finding their target though, which is the weird part. They all expected to hit.
He's a servant to the Dark One.
So here's
Normal
the interesting thing.
work.
It says that I can do one or more creatures.
Yeah, do them all.
Okay, so so the burgomaster's not making any move to open gates.
Correct. He's not going to open the gates to the hobgoblin.
Let's see
I'm
what
gonna cast.
clubs brings you.
Okay, yeah. What does it bring us?
I got a whole deck of these, man. Aaron, yes. What's
She's just gonna summon an army until they let us in.
Very much.
Wait, what did you summon?
An Aaron, yes. ERINYES.
Is that like an elemental or something? Spell it again for me, please.
ERY.
Oh my God.
YES.
What?
Oh, the Irenes. Oh, they're like Valkyries.
Oh, look at that.
That's Valkyrie.
You summoned a Valkyrie.
Does it say anything to Midnight?
So what are you doing with this Valkyrie?
Oh wait, this is an archdevil. This is a bad person.
This is a bad
So
Valkyrie.
I throw it and I make it look like this Valkyrie is like screaming through the skies downwards and is like swooping towards the gate and like with a fearsome warrior-esque cry, and she'll like swipe at some guards. I don't know. Am I?
Yeah, there's one of these guards just.
For it?
You see one of these guards actually jump from the parapet when this thing swipes by, and his neck is sideways, 20 feet from you guys on the ground.
This thing can one-shot people, just so you know.
He's just tried to dodge out of the way of this thing, and he fell off the edge.
And then while that's going on, how does the Burgomaster react?
He's telling everybody to shoot, and you guys are even
Quick, we must flee.
Possibly
please open the gate, and I'm gonna cast suggestion on him.
Another
Please
suggestion.
let us in. You're not gonna leave us out here to die. I'm giving him the help action. I don't know.
Okay.
Yes, do
Okay.
that.
I guess one more wisdom. You know what? I could see eventually you'll break him down.
Eventually, with the summoning of all these giant-ass monsters, he's gonna break and say, fuck it, get inside.
He is just a man. You see him visibly start to shake a little bit and look at you guys and just be like, fine, open one gate, quickly. So they get one of the parapet gates up.
We'll drive you behind the wall.
And you cannot stay. You just come in for a moment while we secure the safety of the village. Stay here. And he has watch them. There's a couple of guards watching you guys, and they are, to arms, and like ringing the bells, and everybody. You see villagers start to come out of houses. You see there's old ladies with butcher knives and like rolling pins, and there's guys with these weird pickaxe or pitchforks that look like they're they hardly ever use these things. They're just they're not weapons necessarily. They're more tools than weapons. They hardly ever use weapons, most of these townsfolk. And there's a number of villagers that are armed. They are the actual guards folk. You can see they're wearing different clothing as well. And some of them are archers and some of them are swordsmen. But they are all the guards are hitting the wall and hitting the parapet and going to fortify.
We need to get inside
town.
of this place. We're looking for the plot.
Right, so
We've heard it
rushing
was in this
inside.
town somewhere.
And yeah, so they let you in to the cacophony of ridiculous sounds and images outside as a number of hobgoblins, or just one hobgoblin, and one demonic
Demonic-looking Valkyrie thing?
are tormenting them. Now, do you have control over what the illusion is doing, or do you just kind of release it and then whatever
See, that's why I
happens,
said
happens?
I wasn't sure if I was doing it right. Appears real of the appropriate sign, behaves as if it were a real creature, except that it can do no harm. So I can't control it, but it would do what it would normally do.
Right, okay.
Since this was a demonic creature, it would probably just attack stuff.
Yeah, it's flying over the parapets and trying to
Torment
intimidate
things.
people, and yeah, they can't seem to get a beat on it.
All right.
It does say any physical interaction with the illusory creature reveals it to be an illusion.
Right, and there's a few of them that are like, sort of like, what is going on? What is happening? How is this possible? And you are in the town now, though, past the gates.
Okay.
There are
So as we go
commoners
through,
all around you. You are the definite centerpiece of this show. Like, what is happening? Who are these people? How is this possible? What has become of our quiet town?
Don't mind us.
They never let visitors in. You can tell. They're all staring at you like you are the devil. They do not trust you one bit.
We're just on our way to the Abbey. Nice to meet you.
The Abbey? What are you
good
talking
day.
about? The Abbey?
Said the
Nobody-
Abbey's in the town.
St. Markova's Abbey?
Stay away from the Abbey.
What's
Why
wrong
would you
with
go
the
to
Abbey?
the Abbey? No one goes to the Abbey anymore.
Why?
Is it cursed?
I mean, the bell just rings all the time. You
It's
hear the
gotta be
screams.
annoying in the middle of the night.
There's screams coming
Screams?
from there. We never go there anymore. Anyone who goes there does not come back.
what
There's
happened to
laughter.
the head cleric?
Well, he comes down to town once in a while. The abbot? He comes
Yes.
once in a while for wine every month. Other than that, no one sees him.
Well, I guess I'll have to make an exception. And I crack the halter on the horse, and we move towards the Abbey.
Yeah.
You hear them all like, they're
Yeah.
going to the Abbey. They're here to go to the Abbey. They're really, why would they go to the Abbey? That's the rumble of townsfolk speaking to you guys. And Chris, as you get closer, even though they are all mistrusting of you and everything, you're kind of distracted by the whole fact that, like, wow, this looks real. Like you know this building. You've been here before.
Oh, like a 90s white guy. Wow! This is amazing! Oh my gosh! Guys!
Wow.
Just Owen
Wow.
Wilson. Wow.
Wow!
Sham wow.
Okay, so after your 90s throwback, so the head of the Abbey, you guys hear them saying stuff like, the Abbot, like, oh, he's been here. Oh, why would they go see the Abbot? Do they have business with the Abbot? Like, do they know who he is?
Word travels fast around this town.
Oh
Hello.
yeah, well, like
yes,
you
we
just
are on our way
basically
to
sounded
Abbot.
the alarm and then came into town and then started walking in like you know what
and
you're
then
doing.
booked it.
And because they're like, you know, they don't want to fight you, but they want to figure out what's going on outside and keep you out in a way. They don't trust
worry,
you.
I can handle this. Hail and well met and all that shit.
It worked. Who knew?
Yes. Well met. I apologize for not having.
Wonderful. I accept your apology. Let's get on with it. We're on our way to the abbot.
Well.
I cast suggestion on him. Take us to the abbot. Take us to the abbot.
He was like, guards, and then you cast suggestion. Come with us. We are going to the abbey.
Yes, wonderful. Glad we could see eye to eye on this. And he winks at Mira.
No peasant's gonna pass that.
Okay.
And push to come to shove, we brute force.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I did think you would take a few extra minutes to get to this point.
Do we need to call it here?
We
Because it's nearly 10:30.
can. I have a few things I could do. Yeah, I guess it is getting a little bit later. We usually would be stopped around now.
And we could have a next time we go into the abbey.
That's a good point. It's a good little button to end on.
Exactly. I'll bring everybody to the map of the abbey, and then we will. Actually, we could probably put our characters on this map for next time. Make sure that your HP and all of that is right for your token, because we can update all that. And
Just let me know when I can see.
None of the people cared that we had a known werewolf traveling with us?
They don't know me. She hasn't been a werewolf that long.
You're not in werewolf form right now, are you?
A super powerful, like well-known, like werewolf? I thought you're like
No.
second in command.
Trying to get there, but not yet. She's only been a werewolf for like a couple. Like how long has it been since the murder house?
Like 5 days.
Yeah, it's only been.
Jeez, you rise to the ranks. How long has it been?
This has been a very long 5 days.
It has.
I'm trying to count in my head. It's been about a week since we came to Barovia.
Something
It
like
hasn't
that.
been super long.
Oh,
And
it's
we've
not
already
5
burned
days,
down
it's
a town.
7. Okay.
Yeah, two whole more days. I'm calling you out for 2 whole more days.
It only took a week for us to burn down a village.
I think low-key, if Chris knew that, he would be terrified that she was able to climb the ranks so quickly.
She doesn't really have any
on
range.
the way up this hill, because this hill is very tall, you're now higher than, like, much higher than the wall that surrounds the town. At this point, where you are in the abbey here, you can see right directly over the whole town wall. You look down over the town. It's definitely a climb to get up this hill. It takes a little extra effort, and it's weird too because you got this whole caravan with like a body in a shroud, a saber-toothed tiger, a real horse pulling a wagon, and a spectral horse with a giant suit of armor riding it. You're quite the group here, and there is no end to the gossip you're hearing on this journey up. It's the townsfolk, the commoners, are all walking with you, and staying away, but walking. They don't want to go up into the abbey because nobody has actually, from what you've heard from the gossip around, nobody has actually gone up to the abbey in a while. The abbot comes down and nobody goes up. And you hear a few things about the town from people, just in passing, little comments. One thing you learn is that the burgomaster's 14-year-old son recently died. He's a young boy, young boy. You know he's
these
14,
peasants
but you
love
know he's
to gossip like aggressively.
Well, they're actually wondering why you're here. So they're out loud thinking like, are they here about the son? Are they here about the burgomaster's son? Why would they come? Why would they want to go to the abbey? It's just the timing is so weird.
Ooh, can we make this canon that they don't have any internal monologue and they have to say all their thoughts?
Well,
like they're just a bunch of inbred
they're gossiping to each other.
It's like Knife of Never Letting Go.
This is the kind of town where everybody knows everybody. They all stay inside the town all the time. Nobody ever leaves this village. And they only bring in wine from outside. That's the only thing that they need. From what you can see, there's a bunch of people who are self-sufficient. There's like pigs and chickens and stuff inside of warm coops. The barns and stuff are heated for them, or sheltered for them. You hear them saying stuff like that, like the son died from some kind of illness or something a few weeks ago. Maybe they're here. To help with that. Maybe they're here to steal the water. They have a fresh source of water that they're trying to protect. They're very, very concerned that you are here for the water for some reason. Why would they be? Are they taking the water? Are they, something about the water? That's all you know. Also, you know that you've heard them say that the abbey, like, nobody goes to the abbey. Why are they going to the abbey? Nobody's been there since they started eating people. Blah, blah, blah.
Chris is going to cast a silent spell on himself.
So Chris doesn't hear anything else.
Yeah, he's done.
He just sees this beautiful picture of deja vu.
Goes to his happy place.
Yeah, and this building is actually really nice. The construction, the design of the building is extremely ornate and just it's a beautiful building. Problem is that it hasn't been maintained, and so in the places where as you get closer, you're starting to see that it's not actually that nice, even though from a distance it looks like a photograph, a beautiful picture of the perfect sanctuary. As you get closer to it, you're seeing the chips in the walls and the cracks in the foundations and things, and they sort of put a mire on this beautiful scenery.
These peasants don't know what they have here.
And so they all, by the time you get to the top here, the only people with you are the burgomaster and a few guards. And they don't even look very comfortable here. They've probably never been here in years, and they're like, okay, so I do not think we are going any farther than this. Why are you here? What do you need to do with the abbot? And that's where we'll stop for the night. So you guys can think about how you want to respond to them, or if you want to respond to them while throughout the week, and you can figure that out, and we will see everybody back here next week for the conclusion of the intro to the abbot, to the Abbey of Saint Markovia. Welcome back, everybody.
Back, yay!
Yeah.
Yay!
We made it at last.
Oh yeah, jeez Christ.
See y'all next
Christ.
week when I talk less. Have a great one, and bye for now. See you tomorrow on Dragons of a Winter Storm.
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
we were off air.
Tune in for that.
Tyranny
Yeah, tune in for Dragons
Yeah,
of Winter
watch
Storm.
it, or we'll use suggestion on you.
on D&D Flight 20.
Watch it or get bonked.
Yeah, or get blocked.
Subscribes and bells and notifications. Bye.